just don't see.
I just want to point it out.
I don't see the point. I don't see the point of moving at the speed of light.
No. I know how strong Darth Vader is, and he's not 265 times. I need to see the scout.
I don't see the, but even in the
I know how strong he is. Doesn't mean anything.
Inside their own lore, I don't see the point of moving that fast. At the what is the point of moving faster than the speed of light?
There's no point. But even though, like this, he's not moving 265 times.
Yo, you sent me an invite that it says no longer able to join. What type of shit is that?
I don't know. I'll bet you again. I'm always off that gas.
Yeah, but Vader, he's really powerful, bro. Like, moderate don't stand a chance.
Yeah, I got you, Princey.
Even
why you wake up? Why you wake up sad, Queen?
Still, just it says the game session is not available.
Damn, I might have started. I'm starting to call.
I'm tired, bro.
All right. How about this? You're a professional gamer. You have to lose your right thumb. No. You have to lose. Hey, let me try to make this good. Okay. You have to lose your left thumb or
one of your eyes.
You have to lose your left thumb or your index finger.
I miss you too, Snow Bunny. I miss you too. Which one? You just be busy, you be doing your own thing, grinding.
Which one is it?
Chilling, everyone supporting.
Left thumb or the you gotta lose the thumb on your left hand
good,
or the index and middle on your right hand. Which one y'all losing?
Wait, say it again.
You gotta lose your left thumb or you gotta lose the index and middle finger on your right hand.
Bro, who's gonna join? Yo, Bear, play me one game real quick.
Damn, I messed up with Saki. Yes, you did, MS.
Yo, Bear, play me one game real quick with Kung Lao. Come on.
I think you're ready for the leader.
This is bullshit.
You can't just come to the village and barge through the main gate.
Who said that?
Me.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Alright, what you doing now?
Oh, what the fuck?
Alright. You gotta go to the alien planet or you gotta go to the predator planet.
Ooh, shit, that's a good one.
Wait, okay. Alright, now hold on. I think
I to the predator.
I think the predator planet is more reasonable. I think they can reason.
Yeah,
I think they can reason.
They have more exactly. That's what I'm gonna say.
You said the alien planet. Them niggas is
if you think about it, the predator only really tries to kill you if they see you as a threat.
Yeah. The aliens don't give a fuck. They just hunt you for fun.
Yeah, they don't even know better. They just try to stab you and eat you.
They see you as a threat. They gonna have fun fighting you.
Dang, little bit though, handsome. I got work. And on the main show. Thank you so much, Snoke. I really appreciate you coming through and showing a little love. But you get some rest. You get some rest, no Queen. He said the man's about to lay eggs in you. Oh hell no.
And that little mini alien popping out your sternum.
Let me get to work.
Alright, now I gotta make it more interesting. Okay. So alien planet, we got that. Alright, or you pop up on the predator planet with a sword in your hand, firmly gripped, and they can clearly see you.
They probably still see you as a threat. They probably still
me dying earlier. What I do?
I still rather die by Predator than Alien. I'm gonna keep it to that.
By Predator? You
Yeah.
wanna become a trophy?
If I die, fuck it. It's my body
That nigga
gonna
gonna have you on his hip so hard.
Shit, fuck it. Imagine like a fucking alien popping on my chest, and I'm yelling like ah. I'd rather die in
He
honorable
said the
death.
Predator planet would be a whole lot more reasonable. So what they doing on the alien planet? Just like a bunch of NBA young boys?
They gonna be crawling. I'd rather look at a predator. I'd rather look at an alien, bro. Them niggas gonna be on a ceiling.
Yo, fancy, bro. What the fuck?
Their goddamn tail gonna just go through your body and just pick you up. Wait, speaking about Alien, I think it's Alien vs Predator right now. The matchup. What the fuck? Oh shit. The fuck?
Yo, Snow Queen with another gifted. Thank you.
Bro, reset the score?
Turn up with this nigga Princey real quick, bro.
No, we gotta leave it there as a reminder.
Oh shit.
Final round. Fight.
What happens when you challenge the Sacagawea? The Saccharino.
Look, Copy's doing good.
Playing with 100 more bits.
Yeah, this is, well,
He just will never stop playing. I appreciate you so much.
Keep this matchup going.
Yeah, seriously, bro. You mind if I get another one? I got you, Jackson. You said what? No.
oh,
I go Predator Planet. If it's a bunch of warrior predators, you might be able to take them.
What?
Not taking
You
no
ain't
warrior.
taking no damn warrior predators.
oh,
Did y'all see what that warrior predator did in the last movie that came out?
That nigga punched the shit on that man
what is this fucking lie, dog?
and picked it up and just ripped it in half and warned.
Oh, bro, Princey, you doing
That
that?
nigga picked him up, squeezed the blood out of him like a rag.
And that is real only one because of plot.
Right?
Ain't no way she knew what fucking heat signature word was and that how that helmet works. There's no way. If so, then her adaptation is crazy.
Jackie.
Like the way
She should have never died. She should be alive today.
She'd be the most
Sub-Zero.
the ultimate warrior right now.
Time really is fine. So, okay, good night, bro. Night chat. Good night, Queen. You get some rest.
Yo, am I in the fucking what you call it?
The village tomorrow?
Yeah,
Yeah, you said you want to play, right?
yeah. Who am I fighting?
I'm not sure yet.
One. Fight.
I still
All
need
right.
more people, actually.
Alright, who
we
y'all
play more?
choosing? Kratos has to protect you? Or Goku?
Can we
From
do the
what?
village tomorrow?
From what?
Kratos is way more powerful than Goku by a long shot.
Cameron.
Wait, from what enemy?
Cameron. You in the village tomorrow?
Nah, I can't, Bill. Going to a boxing match.
Okay.
Wait,
Yeah,
from,
but
from
I'll
what?
decide that, like,
From what enemy though?
From... I guess that does matter. Let's just say anyone. Anyone reasonable.
Shao Kahn's your enemy.
They both winning that.
They about to throw that nigga in the sun.
Shao Kahn is at curve stomping both of them.
Yeah, I don't. He's tripping, bro.
No, I ain't tripping. I just know a lot about MKX, and Shao Kahn's curve stomping.
Shao Kahn ain't even in MKX.
Well, not MKX, but Mortal Kombat. Yo, you know exactly what I mean. Nigga.
Sorry, just had to win on
I said MKX is the game I play the most of this franchise because I wasn't high level.
Hey, God, get in the Discord. That was crazy. He said Ben 10 slaps Goku.
Oh yeah, Alien X. No, Alien X. Yeah.
That nigga Ben 10 losing to the watch clock.
Exactly the fuck.
Alright.
Nah,
Name
but
alright. Damn, I can't think of one.
Whoever said Shao Kahn stop it, you need to stop looking at these YouTube videos. And all
nah, Shao Kahn, he's absolutely demolishing fucking Kratos.
Trolling. They can't
No,
even say
Nigga
nothing
can't
to
even
that.
handle Liu Kang.
God, you gotta back up that claim.
This is like hilarious.
He also lost the old
Hercules
Naga.
lesbian team.
They watch one YouTube video, they know all scaling. That's crazy.
Alright,
You
come
don't
on,
even know what
God.
outer versal is.
Get
I
in
do
the
know
car,
outer
come
verticals.
on.
I know a 4D, 3D.
I need to hear this
Yes,
reason.
Multiversal.
being outer versal
Complex.
means you can be infinite dimensional. Your stone will be stronger than that person can see exists outside of space and time.
Bro, Shao Kahn is not outer versal, bro. This
He
nigga
destroyed
just,
the outer
if he's outer
Kang
versal,
beat Shao Kahn.
if he's outer versal, then like didn't he get like blown up by like a fireball? Can you explain why he got? Can you explain why he got? Can you explain why he got like a hole put in his chest multiple times? Can you explain why Kung Lao
Explain
being
how him destroying.
If you can explain, can you
God, please join the Discord. That's crazy. That's crazy.
He didn't destroy galaxies. It's probably just
Alright,
the story mode that he did.
He said, bro, like, no bullshit, Ben 10 actually shits on DBZ universe.
You know when you beat it? Hey, Cam, you know when you like, what's it called? Beat like a tower from a character, and they give like this character like a ridiculous ending. I'm like, oh my god, Shao Kahn just wiped off the fucking with his hand, and they give him like a ridiculous like ending
A
type
lot of
shit.
shit takes tonight.
That's exactly where he's getting his information from.
Bro really thinks Shao Kahn's OP.
Yeah, this man thinks Shao Kahn's like fucking god.
Shao Kahn's not even OP in regular MK story. I mean, he OP, but he's not like.
No, he where he's getting this from is like, you know when you beat a tower?
He must have got that from the Armageddon ending.
No, you know, the Armageddon, like, you know, part of what the Armageddon ending. You know when you like beat a tower and like they give this character like this ridiculous ending, like fucking Kung Lao could just swallow a sun or some shit? It's that. It's literally that. Not a main story or anything. It's that.
Alright.
Nigga Shao Kahn dying by a bullet, bro.
Alright, let me ask you this question. So, being like outer versal and shit, right, means you
He's not outer versal.
being like
He is not outer versal.
you're not bound by dimensions.
He is not outer versal.
Right?
He's not outer
So
versal.
in that case, if you're not bound by dimensional laws, that means that
Outer versal. If he's bound by
he
laws,
doesn't matter to you. You are so beyond the simple concept of speed that really like being like a flash. Being
Ben
like a
10
flash
can't even
puts
fuck
over
with Dexter's
Goku.
laboratory.
Like they're beyond, like they're not even on this level in the slightest. So yeah, Shao Kahn is way faster than what's his name? Goku. Shao Kahn is way stronger. He one-shots Goku.
Yep. Fucking troll.
I'm being dead ass.
Yeah, you have yet to show me this.
You haven't showed me shit. All you've been doing is
You haven't asked. I could ask, but when I asked you to show me something, you didn't show it. So when I asked you the two your life by don't say
okay, alright.
Hold on, God.
Let me talk. If
You just said some wild shit in the chat, huh?
Right? And you go.
That was kind of crazy.
You
Can't kill him, bro.
Show me the video.
I'm about to explain in a second. I'm about to let him talk. Let him talk.
I got something for y'all. Alright, I got something for y'all. You have to swim for eternity or you die, or you gotta run from Jason's machete while it's following you, trying to hit you in the back.
Yeah,
forever.
Wait, what?
Swim for eternity or you die? That's not even possible.
So
That's not even. Wait, what?
you have to swim. Okay, how about this?
Rocky, he did say that. He's crazy.
No, this okay. Basically, you're just choosing which one you're gonna die. You gotta run forever with Jason's machete following you, or you gotta swim forever.
Nigga.
From
Somehow Jason appears.
you gotta swim forever.
What am I swimming in?
Fuck what I just said. All right.
Your questions are becoming more ass.
Let me ask you this. Okay.
Warful is such a
Somebody name a scary movie.
It.
Oh yeah, it is slapping every
Alright,
day.
listen, bro, you want to explain why Alien X shit on the DBZ universe? Or do I gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like,
No,
break
we're
it
not
down.
talking about that. Name
No,
is
no.
Girl.
nah, like it's not even a, you know. I think like it's already self-explanatory, you know.
Wait,
Alien X.
stop
What's
there.
up,
Can you do me a favor? Instead of talking about Dragon, can you explain why Alien X is beating on Shao Kahn first?
Oh my
Like
god.
Alien X being nigga, Shao Kahn gets slapped. Like what the fuck? He's not even. They're not even on the same level, bro. Like what the fuck, bro? Alien X is boundless.
I just kind of like reassure that because you think Shao
Yeah,
Kahn.
nah, I don't know what this guy is smoking on. You know, that's Kane. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Look, I'm gonna tell you this though. Listen. Like Alien X is probably like one of the best reality warpers like to ever exist. You know what I mean? Like I'm talking about like, whoa, like we're not talking about like no like multiverse. He's outerversal. Like he exists beyond space and time. You know what I mean?
That is a true universal character.
Like there's nothing like DBZ has to offer that's touching it. I'm sorry, like Xeno, all them niggas, they all get
We don't
clapped.
even know what the
It's
fuck
not
out
even-
of it wasn't I said it in our first debate ever anyways.
What are you saying? Like
I know
outerverse, I was
exactly
like.
what I'm talking about. When I first said Outerversal, you literally said
But I
what
wasn't
the fuck does that
in
mean?
I wasn't in the chat. What are you saying?
Yeah, I think you're talking about me.
No, I was talking about him when we was in that party with Azazel and them boys.
Okay.
You're not talking about me.
This happened outside, like it happened like a year ago. But I'm just saying, like,
What are you talking about? I've been no.
You said, wait. You said.
Like I'm
you
so
said
confused
this
right
was
now.
the- What was your reasoning? That Alien X is stronger than Goku and them?
It's just outerverse. Alien Goku's not outerversal.
He has never.
It's that
What does
simple.
Outerversal have to do with
Outerverse. I'm gonna tell you why, right? It's like characters get ranked by like by like tiers, right? Like scalings and shit like that. Alien X scales way higher than Goku. Like it's not even comparable. If Goku's okay, for example, like in the DBZ, I don't watch Dragon Ball Z like that, but I know like Goku still is fodder in front of like Xeno, right? Xeno is like isn't that how it works? Like in the DBZ universe.
Yeah.
Like exactly. So now think about it like this, right? We have a character who's stronger than Xeno. So what the fuck is Goku like? He has nothing against that. Like Goku can't even.
Wait,
Like,
you know what I mean? If a character
Wait,
you
you trying to say that this Ben 10 character is stronger than Goku?
Of course. Well, Alien. Like, have you ever read up on Alien X? Like, you know what he can do?
Let me ask you. Let me ask you.
Like, he's beyond past all that.
Just because
I like Goku better, but like Ben,
Alien X is like the best reality warfare, like known to comics. Like anything related, like comic wise, is like
he's
literally
not
like
the best, but he's like
What
one
up,
of the
Sammy?
he's top 5. Listen. Like when it comes to like people that can actually like reality warp, like it's you have Franklin Richards, you have Thanos with like the gauntlet and like the what's that shit called again? Fucking.
That is. The living
like-
tribunal's better than.
You have the I'm getting there. You have the living tribunal, and then you have Scarlet Witch. You have like Scarlet Witch like in her like strongest form. She's like the.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying like those characters like they're like on the same level with Alien X. Like Xeno does not scale up to that. Xeno is barely even. Bro, like I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Like Xeno doesn't.
What this dude is talking about?
No, but like what Sasgard's saying is actually correct. Like
I don't understand.
These comic book characters are kind of crazy, and
Bro, like, I don't think he understands, bro. Alien X, like, bro. First of all, he comes from a forge of creation, which is an outerversal realm that exists beyond space and time, right? The Omniverse, right, and all dimensions. Alien X is like he comes from his omnipotence, so like
That nigga's trapped in a watch.
Okay, bro.
Like, you're not about to say. I'm talking about a nigga who needs.
You talking about a nigga trapped in a wall? We talking about what he can do though.
It's tough to hear. Canvas do
Like,
the scaling, but
You're talking about a nigga who only comes when a watch is activated.
Oh my god.
Like,
His logic is crazy. What are you saying?
Not to mention this nigga got a time limit. So, I mean, he only active for a little bit. He's not active for that long.
Bro, okay, bro. Do you know the
And
race
another
where
thing,
like?
wait, one more thing.
Yeah,
One
hold
more
on.
thing.
Go ahead.
Just because you exist outside of time don't mean you can't get your ass whooped.
Oh my god! What? Nigga, what? No way you said that, Cam. You gotta be smiling when you said that. But ain't no way you said that with a straight face. What are you saying, bro? Bro, like Goku cannot touch Alien X. What don't you understand?
You know, in Dragon Ball, they fought a nigga who was trapped in it. This nigga, they trapped this nigga Jiren in a cage of time, and he broke out of it.
Listen. I don't think Cam understand. When you comparing two characters from different universes, you can't bring up what the character did in their universe. You gotta bring up like actual feats and like actual facts. Don't bring up what happened in the cartoon. You know what I mean? Like you gotta actually bring up what the character can do. Goku, even in the strongest form, is nothing to Alien X. You can't even touch.
Is Alien X known for power, or is he known for?
He's a celestial sapien, but you know what that is, bro? He's like he comes from a race where it's like how do I even like break this down? He comes from a race where like they're already like on the same level with like people like Scarlet Witch, like, bro, like I don't know how to explain to you, bro. Like look, like he comes from a dimension called like celestial sapiens, right? Pretty much like these guys are like 26 dimensional. Like I don't know if you know, like they basically bro, listen, have you ever heard about like 4D, 5D?
No, your outer virtual plane is over with that statement.
But listen, wait, hold on. Have you ever heard about like character being like 3D, 4D, 5D? Bro, Alien X is 26D, bro. You're not touching him, bro.
He's not outer virtual.
Just because that nigga looks like an inside-out Pentagon don't mean he can't get his ass.
Oh my god.
Yo, God, bro, you can ruin your whole claim, dog.
But how am I ruining my claim? Like, bro, I'm trying to tell you, Alien X sits on the Dragon Ball universe, but there's no one seen.
What does he do? What does he do that shits on him?
Listen, bro, he's basically like a god. He can do whatever the fuck he wants to do, but he's like a.
What can he do, bro?
Think about it like this, right? The same way you look at Xeno from DBZ, like he's like this, like all power.
Xeno is just a little child. We talking about somebody who can.
He's not just
doesn't have actual.
But he's not just a little. Doesn't like I said, I don't watch DBZ, right? But doesn't Xeno like have the power to like wipe out universes and shit?
He fucking claps his hands and the universe destroys.
So, but think about that though. Xeno is just 4D. Bro, we talking about a character who's 26D, but he's 26D.
What the fuck does that have to? For one, somebody made that up. That doesn't make any sense.
Nigga, that's his speech. But it's not about making it up. Though. That's his speech, though, bro. Like you bringing up like.
That's not a feat. You can't even. What does him being 26D do?
If you can tell me that, I'm finna tell you what it does. I'm finna tell you. Before you can put a character like Alien X in like a death battle or like actual like versus match. You gotta have a character that actually scales up to that. That's what that means. You know what I mean? Like you're not gonna bring up Ultra Instinct Goku versus Alien X. That's fodder match. But what are you saying? Like what are we talking about here? But like it's not even comparable. You know what I mean?
You haven't said anything. What does Alien? Is he strong?
I just told you. Have you ever seen
this shit, bro?
This nigga doesn't understand. Like you never seen like.
You're not answering the question. Does he punch hard? What does he do?
This nigga said
all you're saying is he just warps reality, okay, whatever. But is he strong?
I have a question. I have a question. No, it's okay. What's better, punching hard or warping reality? You answer that question.
Depends on who you ask.
Oh my!
It doesn't depend on anything. If I'm warping reality, you're not punching hard regardless.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what's the punch gonna do? I'm warping reality, bro. Oh my god, Cam is trolling, bro. He's trolling.
Okay, alright, so there's different levels of like warping reality. And
he literally snapped niggas out of existence. Like, come on,
that's not that impressive. What other characters could do.
I don't think he understands that. Listen, and it's not just that.
And plus, he snapped half of the universe, not the full.
Because that's what he chose to do. He could have snapped more than that. But like you asked me what Alien X can do, but like how do I explain what a character that is omnipotent, like he exists beyond like time and space. He exists everywhere. Like you said, there are no enemies. There are no enemies. You want me to explain that, bro? There are no, like you said, it's a feature on argument. There are no enemies in there for him to even be good against. He's not even a character. It's nobody for you to talk about. What are you saying, man? Have you ever seen? Wait. I'm finna give you a comparison. Hold on. Like, have you ever seen Dr. Manhattan? Have you ever seen like that movie where they were showcasing his powers? That's literally what Alien X does. Like that's literally
Ultimate
Alien
Mag
X.
is not that strong.
My point is,
But that's literally what.
Can't nobody in
Mind
Ben
you, now, hold on.
10.
Answer the question.
Listen.
Oh, you asked me a question. I just answered.
If can't nobody in Ben 10 see him, then that's like me talking about the Omni King to someone else. We already know can't nobody see him. What's the point of even bringing him up?
And mind you guys, I don't even gotta bring up Alien X, but like, isn't Goku technically like an alien, right? Like Saiyans are classified as aliens, right?
Yeah, it's alien.
Bro, the watch literally copies. Like you do know, all Ben has to do is just copy the strongest version of Goku in his raps. Like you know that, right?
No, he
Like,
doesn't. Goku's
not
a
doing that.
artist.
Like what you mean? It's not. That's what the watch does. Like you ever
Like I said,
the watch literally copies alien
what is he
DNA.
gonna do when the watch times out? What is
How
he
you
gonna
gonna
do?
how you gonna take the watch is, bro? The watch is grained into his. How you gonna take the watch out? You gonna cut his hand off?
No. What are you gonna do when the watch runs out of time?
Bro, this nigga. Wait, what Ben 10 did you watched the Ben 10 from like 2011?
Nigga, that watch runs out of time in every Ben 10.
That's cap. If you actually did watch Ben 10 in the newer like iterations actually has no time on his watch no more. Like you do know that, right? Like that was like the version of Ben 10 when he was a kid. Like Ben 10 when he's grown has like Ben 1000. If anyone actually watches Ben 10, you know, like at that point he can literally control the like. But he switches aliens mid-fight. Like, what are you saying? He can go from Alien X to like Juggernaut to like Clockwork. Like, what are you saying? But he has no time no more in his watch.
Let's talk about the aliens that he's fighting.
Okay.
None of them niggas can even see anyone in Dragon Ball. None of them. None of them weak ass level 1 aliens can see them. Those are Ben 10 enemies. No Ben 10 enemy can survive in Dragon Ball universe.
But we're not using that logic. We're using Ben 10's strongest alien.
Okay, so the point of Alien X even existing is just pointless.
What's wrong with that pointless, bro? You just said
He's just there to just make niggas hype. Kind of like Zeno and Dragon Ball. Honestly, there's no purpose
please explain
to
to this to him, because I don't know how to explain this higher to like.
Oh.
Can you please like back me up here, bro? Like, like this man, he's saying basically your logic is the characters in Ben 10 are like originally weaker than the characters in DBZ. We're not even saying that no more. Like I get that. You're right. Yeah, we get that.
So
the
what I'm
point here
saying is,
the point here
even in
is
Dragon Ball, there's no purpose to Zeno because all he does is delete shit.
But that's what I'm saying. Isn't it like in top 5? But it doesn't matter though. The point is, Zeno is still classified. No.
What I'm saying is, you're comparing a pointless comparison. There's no point.
How is that a pointless, bro? Isn't Zeno like one of the strongest characters? Okay. I'm asking a question. Who's the strongest character in DBZ?
Dragon Ball as a whole right now? Probably Grand Priest or Zeno.
And all this play okay, for example, Grand Priest. Isn't this Grand Priest also a reality warper? Like am I missing something here?
We don't know.
I don't know, but you can just say Zeno for the fuck's sake.
So Grand Priest, like, okay, so what's the relationship between Grand Priest and Zeno? Like, can you tell me what's the like?
No, you can just say Zeno.
So isn't that the same? Like you get my point? How I say, isn't that the same thing though? Like you making it seem like Zeno's purpose? Yeah, he's here to delete shit, but bro, deleting shit is like one of the strongest powers in like comics. Like, what are you saying?
What I'm saying is,
but the power of
no
creation,
because he has no enemy. There's nobody can stand to that.
Bro, he's too. That's what I'm saying. But for you to compare a character that has the power to make creation and wipe out creation, you gotta bring up characters that can do exactly the same thing. But you're not gonna compare fucking Scarlet Witch or like Zeno now to like a nigga like Spider-Man. Like, what are you saying, bro? That's irrelevant.
What I'm saying, I'm trying to tell you.
I was making Spider-Man.
No
comparing Alien. There's no point in you bringing up Alien X.
I'm bringing up
He
Alien
is
because
an extremely exaggerated character, just like other characters in other anime. It's like me talking about Zeno. There's no point in the argument because he's overly exaggerated to the point where there is no enemy that can stand up to it.
This guy's logic is.
I'm not
what type of logic is this, bro? This man said.
But to end it off though, but fucking Alien X still hard to go through, bro. I'm sorry.
Like I don't understand what he's still talking about, bro. Alien X sits on Goku, bro. It's not even a comparison. First of all, Goku is not a reality warper. Like he has Ultra Instinct, but that shit is not. That's like seeing like what 5 seconds into time. That's nothing compared to what Alien X can do. He creates, bro. He's a creation like character. What do you say? He makes creation. Like
Bro,
that's
you
not even a
literally said
comparison.
that there's other alien X's.
But exactly, he comes from a celestial race, like a celestial sapient race, where like they have a bunch of characters that have the same power. But now Alien X stands out because he's actually like the best out of like his race, people. Like he's like the best warrior.
Alright, this is where I'm at with it. This is where I'm at with
This is where
I'm at with this argument.
like the best.
This is where I'm at with this argument. You're comparing what a watch can do to a person.
We're not
You're comparing an electronic device to a character. That's not that. I don't give a fuck about Ben. He's fucking using
Dragon Ball Z.
That's no difference than, but honestly, that's no difference than like a Thanos gauntlet, I would say.
Nigga, I didn't come in here talking about the watch
that's not
solo.
Thanos. We all know Thanos ain't like that without the gauntlet.
Hey, hold on, there. Did I
What?
come in saying the watch
Wait,
solo?
hold on. Thanos is a fucking Titan, first of all.
Let me re-clarify. Thanos,
Goku, what
let me re-clarify. Thanos with the gauntlet compared to Thanos without the gauntlet is not a thing.
Bro,
They're way different.
Yeah, this nigga doesn't know nothing about Thanos, then, bro.
Bro,
But you do know Thanos is like.
So I'm lying. So you're telling me Thanos? So you're telling me power scaling that Thanos with the gauntlet is power scaling near Thanos to without the gauntlet? What are you talking about?
We're not saying that, but you're making it seem like him without the gauntlet is. No, but you're making it seem like without the gauntlet is ass. He's not.
That's not what I said. I didn't say he's ass. I said he's not like that without the gauntlet. He's not
saying he is like that with the
Nigga,
gauntlet.
he is like that without the gauntlet. What do you?
Oh my God! Let me rephrase. Can I rephrase? Let me rephrase because I know what y'all are trying to do. He is not like the Thanos we know without the gauntlet. He's just regular Thanos,
bro.
Regular Thanos. Yes, he's still strong. Whatever. I see what you're
talking about, but look, there's barely any anime that's hanging with comics though. So put that out there. There's like Luke Cage that's like traveling between like realms. That's
Man, fuck that nigga. Nigga lost to a bullet that twists.
Yeah, but like,
I think this guy doesn't understand how strong Thanos is without the guy. Like, do I gotta like bring up?
No. They don't realize.
Hold on, wait. But you do know, like, wait. Like, y'all watched the what's that? The one with the deviants, right? The one with Angelina Jolie. The movie. What's that shit called again, bro? I forgot. The
Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, like where she was Palestina. Bro, the one with the Celestials and shit, like, what the fuck was the name of that movie?
Inhumans? Hold on.
What's the name of that Marvel movie that came out? Everyone was kept saying that movie was ass. The one that had like
Eternals.
Yeah,
Eternals. Thank you. Y'all like you do know like how Thanos was born, right? Like Thanos is literally half celestial, half deviant.
Why does this dude explain it to me like I'm disagreeing?
No, because you're making it seem like Thanos without. Bro, listen. Thanos without the gauntlet and
I know you heard me explain it. You're just forcing it. You're literally forcing this right now.
How am I forcing it? How am I forcing it?
Cam just said that he's strong without it. So
he's strong without it, but he's nothing compared to how he is with it. That's all I said.
All I'm saying is Thanos without his gauntlet, like scales higher than base Hulk. Like I'm just giving you like a comparison. So like. I
don't know why you're giving me that when I already told you that I know.
Okay, my fault, because I ain't understand where this was going. I don't understand where this was going, you know what I mean? Like, nah, but like at the end of the day though, like Thanos shits on Goku. Like I just had to get that out there. Thanos shits on, but I'm just keeping Thanos shits on Goku. I'm sorry.
God can talk about comic Thanos. You gotta talk about movie Thanos.
Like, but we're not talking about like no more. Look, Thanos with the power of like everything, bro. With the anti-equation, bro. He's a demon. You know, like you're not seeing him, bro. I'm sorry. Like, Goku doesn't.
We're bringing in shit. We're bringing in comics. Can I bring in Super Dragon Ball Heroes?
You can bring in whatever Dragon Ball you want, but not hanging with Marvel or DC, bro.
Yeah, I don't
any Dragon Ball I want. You're telling me Super Dragon Ball Heroes can't hang?
No, I'm sorry.
Okay. You're literally new to Super Dragon Ball Heroes. You haven't even been watching.
Yeah, but like there's like
no. Until, like I said, until you go watch all of Super Dragon Ball Heroes, I'm not hearing none of that.
Okay, so like this character's like anti-monitor that's like that's for real Outerversal, not that Shao Kahn shit, by the way. That could just think and like it'll just.
No, Shao Kahn is outer, so I don't know what the fuck you talking about.
Yeah, it's just show me a scan.
Yo, what is this guy
He's
with
still
Shao
waiting
Kahn?
on it.
2 hours.
Yo, hold on. Hey, Kaon, what's your stand on Shao Kahn being like this multiversal
omnipotent
character?
being, bro.
What are you
Just-
saying, bro?
If he was Outerversal, then like why?
My stance on
Yeah, like if he's Outerversal, why the fuck is he like, like MK12 did him dirty like that, gang?
getting a fucking fireball boy out of his fucking chest.
It's like,
Every fucking
like
time.
what the fuck? That nigga is not Outerversal.
First of all,
come on, bro.
your character isn't Outerversal, number one, because you said he's
go ahead.
26 dimensional. If you're Outerversal, you don't exist in dimensions. You exist.
Oh my
way
god!
beyond-
I'm giving, nigga. Listen, me saying
That's the
26.
point.
Go
That's
ahead,
the
go ahead. I'm not
point
finna
of
cut you. Go ahead.
That's the point of being Outerversal is you're not.
You're
bound
boundless.
by
You're boundless. You're not finna
dimensions.
explain to me. I already know what it means. Like you're boundless.
No, the
I
fuck you
understand
don't.
that. Bro, how you gonna tell me? Listen, how you gonna tell me something I already
know?
know? But listen, it's like
Nigga, you said
listen, I'm
Alien
saying,
X is the
nigga, listen.
Outerversal, right? But then
I said Alien X. Like if we bringing up like actual. Oh my goodness, but this nigga, like, listen, I'm not even gonna go back and forth with you right now. You telling me Alien is not Outerversal is actually fucking stupid. Like you actually
you
Google
said,
that.
out of your mouth.
You have a phone, but listen, but you have a phone. Just look it up yourself. I don't gotta keep explaining.
No, I
shit
don't have
you,
to
like,
look
you have
up
a phone.
shit. You're off of your fucking knowledge, bro. Like, no.
Oh yeah, off my knowledge, but like I mean, I guess.
You said he's not Outerversal, bro.
But I guess the niggas that made Alien X, then they were smoking crack or some shit. Cause I don't know what the fuck they were talking about. Right?
Obviously, they were smoking
Like, come on,
some.
bro. Hey, look, I'm not finna have this conversation. The point here is you keep saying Shao Kahn is like this, crazy ass, like multi-version plus blah blah. Like what makes him so like? Because last time I checked, Shao Kahn is not even seeing Liu Kang. You know what I mean?
This nigga not even seen him.
Like, he's not seeing Liu Kang, so I don't know what you're talking about right now, gang.
He's not seeing like he got shocked by lightning and got harmed. Like,
Oh wow.
Yeah, like bro, he's barely even seeing Shang Tsung, bro. What are we talking about here, bro?
No,
He can barely.
Right.
Like, what are we saying, bro?
So the character loses to another character, that automatically means that they're not powerful when other characters.
Johnny
are
Cage
powerful.
he's a human mortal, and he's
I
struggling.
can't even focus because like y'all just speaking nonsense right now.
So like,
But you're not saying nothing though, bro. You keep saying this, bro. Like what has he done? That scales
fighting-
multiversal. Like, what are you saying, bro? Like, what did he do, bro?
he's fighting humans.
Oh, that's
Like
punishment,
he's
bro. I'm
flying
stupid.
mortal niggas with like a tattoo on his
That get injured by bullets. That get injured by
That's
bullets.
what I'm saying, bro. He's flying Sonya and Jack.
All the bullets Outerversal,
That
bro.
holds no weight. Like, what are you saying, bro?
All the bullets Outerversal.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he acting like the bullets hold like
You didn't
this.
lose to Jackie Briggs. You're lying.
Is Liu Kang's flying cake Outerversal shit?
Come on, man. This man just be spinning nonsense, bro. Like whose man's is this, bro? Like, like you're not saying nothing right now. You just keep saying the same thing. He's this, he's that, but you're not giving no points. So like, why?
Kung Lao beat Shao Kahn with just fists.
Bro, I just don't know. Bro, Kung Lao and Liu Kang, bro, he can barely see prime Kung Lao and prime Liu Kang. Like,
Kung Lao's also a mortal that gets injured by bullets. So,
If I
just remember the scene from Kung Lao.
if you're Outerversal, you're like bound by everything, right? So why is not bound by Kung Lao?
Like why? Yeah,
That's a
exactly.
mortal.
Facts. Like
bound by
why
anything,
is he
you're
bound
out
by Chronica's like time manipulation, bro? If it's Outerversal, what the fuck are you saying, bro? Like,
Yeah,
that's getting close to my ear, bro.
if Shao Kahn's Outerversal, then why do you do anything about Chronica?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, why is Chronica like? What the fuck are you saying, bro? Why is it responding to Chronica like that? Like,
You can't answer the
because
question.
you're not making any sense.
No,
But you
you're
saying it's
not letting me
Outerversal.
respond. You're not fucking letting me respond, so I'm not
You
arguing with you.
get mad. You get mad. So
Go ahead and respond.
Y'all not drowning that nigga out with questions.
It's over. I ain't gonna say nothing.
No, explain why Shao Kahn wants to Kung Lao
Because if
mortal.
you know anything,
Mortal.
Unky Donkey left. He's ass. Anyways, if you know anything, you know that first of all, that Chronica time key, it's supposed to manipulate time, and it's actually beyond space and time itself.
So what's
actually
better, manipulating time or
allowed
What
Outerversal?
the fuck? What the fuck's this nigga
It's
saying?
down.
Oh my god.
No. Hey,
Oh my
God. Hey, God. So, God. So, what's better, manipulating time or being Outerversal? Outerversal.
So obviously
I was going to say
Outerversal.
that the structure
Okay,
is
yeah,
set
exactly.
beyond space
So
and time.
like, there's like multiple characters in fiction that can manipulate time. That's not
That's what I'm saying. This man, he's like, what are you?
Wait, I gotta tell y'all something.
What the fuck? He has a realm shift.
I gotta tell y'all something. Y'all must have forgot, but Outerversal niggas got a huge weakness. And I've seen it in a couple movies.
And what's their weakness?
Yeah, and what are those movies?
If you can somehow find a way to trap them niggas in a paradox, it's a wrap. Them niggas can't escape.
One of those movies, Kev. One of those movies.
Them niggas
said in the
escape.
movies.
One of those movies.
He said in the movies.
I watched the movie. This guy did in the movie.
In the movies, man. Listen, first of all, we haven't really seen.
So maybe this Universal guy is stronger than this Universal guy. I don't know. But what's the movie?
Okay, I'm gonna ask you a question, Cam. What character did you watch in the movie that was truly Universal?
That nigga from Doctor what's that nigga name?
You busted dog. I'm bullshit.
That nigga
What
from
movie?
Doctor Strange. He trapped that nigga in the paradox.
Oh God.
Movie
Movie
about
Doctor.
Don't tell me talking about Dormammu, bro. Ain't no way this nigga said Dormammu.
He's
bro.
out reversal.
Nah, you wild.
He is out
You wildin', gang.
I think
He is.
That nigga's not out of verse, but that nigga's bound
He
by time,
is.
bro. No, he's not.
He's
Bro, Dormammu is not out. Bro, you know how many times Dormammu has lost his fucking Strange, bro, in the
I need
comics?
to work on my
Come on, bro. But listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, bro. Dormammu is definitely like I'm not. He's definitely like up there, like when it comes to like reality warpers, but he's not as powerful as like. First of all, Strange from the comics actually shits on Dormammu. Like a lot of characters from comics actually shit on Dormammu. Dormammu is not. But this is how I know Cam just be saying like yo, Cam, you haven't like actually told me a character that's actually truly out of verse.
What I really want to talk about. Wait, what I
Dormammu
really
was
want to.
caught in the paradox from classic Strange without even his power.
Wait.
Bro, that shit was ass.
He said, "I
Like,
seen the movie."
I've come to
something?
bargain. Like, you think that's happening with Alien X? Come on, bro, stop.
Can
it, bro.
we talk about something real quick?
What's going? Talk about it.
I don't know why in people's minds that they think that time manipulation for some reason is stronger than everything. And on top of that, I don't know why niggas think that just because somebody ain't affected by time that makes them strong.
Right. So look.
Yo, I don't.
Just because
bro, what?
somebody can't freeze you. Just because somebody can't freeze you with a time move, don't mean you can take a punch.
So look, I'm about to agree with you real quick, Kev. So yeah, no.
You hear this shit, bro?
No. He is right in some cases. To get away from time and like to transcend through it, you have to move faster than it, and like there's some characters that can move faster.
Only Flash can do that. That's it. There's not a character.
No.
Only Flash can do that. That's it.
No.
Only Flash can do that.
No, there's a bunch of characters. No. I'm not into characters.
Bro, we talking about like actually moving through time, like being able to like overpower an out of verse character. Only Flash can do that. That's it.
No,
it's not a character.
Like, no. I agree. Hold on.
Is King an universal character?
No,
we're talking about time.
Bro, King is a time traveler. That nigga's not out of verse. He's still bound by time.
Wait, so like,
go ahead.
So like Flash, he is like the fastest of like, he's definitely the fastest in fiction, but there's like a bunch of characters that could like move through time, bro. That's like
but like he's saying like, it's not about moving through time. Obviously, a lot of characters are like
Virgil,
just because you're out of verse,
we're not talking about like no. Like I get what you're saying though, Hayate. Like a bunch of characters have like speed, like light year speed feats. You know, like we get that. Flash has it. Black Ray,
like immeasurable, infinite, goddamn.
Yeah, like a bunch. Even fucking Silver Surfer has like you know what I mean. Like Silver Surfer traveled from one galaxy to like in under 15 seconds. Like he has those feats, but it doesn't mean he's out of versal, or like he can even hang with like out of versal characters. Like he still gets shit on by Galactus.
How many times let me ask you this: what makes somebody out of versal? Their characteristics or their power level? No. This is important. What makes them out of versal? Is it a characteristic or is it a power level?
No, it's about what. It's about
a characteristic. It's not a power level, bro. It's not a power level.
It's scaling, bro. It's scaling, bro. Like
it's not scaling. It's
power
just some
scaling,
shit.
Bro. It's power scaling,
power.
bro. What the character can do.
Watch this, bro. Let's say that I'm out of versal. Just because I exist outside of time, don't make me any stronger than I am now. I just exist outside of time. It's not a power level. It's a character.
If you exist out of time, okay, like I want you to understand something. Right? If I say you exist out of my timeline, that means you have basically nothing from my timeline can hurt you. Like I don't know if you understand that. Like it's like saying if I exist,
that doesn't make
that's
sense.
literally what, bro. Listen. That's literally what it means. If a character exists beyond space and time, that means nothing from space and time has like an actual like solid effect on this character.
Nigga,
That's literally what being out of verse means.
I existed beyond the ocean, and if I go in the ocean, I know something in there can hurt me. What are you talking about?
Yo, this logic, I don't understand. Like Kevin's like hurt my brain with this
It's
logic,
true.
Bro.
Just because you're beyond, you're beyond, don't mean you can't come into it and get hurt somehow.
All right, listen. So
Look,
if
I'm standing in a place outside of space and time, right now, and then I walk into space and time, and I get hit by some shit, you gonna tell me that just because I was somewhere outside of space and time, and I changed my position?
If you outside space,
you're talking about positioning. And you're talking about characteristics.
No, but you're being too literal. You gotta take into consideration. You're being too literal with it, bro. Listen, if I say you exist,
can Raiden get hurt?
I'm gonna tell you.
Can Raiden get hurt?
It means
can Raiden get hurt?
Listen.
Can Raiden get hurt? Can Raiden get hurt?
Raiden is not even nowhere close to even 3D.
Is he out of reach though? Can Raiden get hurt? Why is he not?
Bro, he's not out, bro. Listen, Raiden can definitely get hurt. He's still like an elder. Bro, first of all, elder gods
has no idea what the fuck he's talking about. He's just
bro, listen.
Raiden exists outside of space and time.
Okay, that's bullshit. That's bullshit.
He's not affected by it.
You see, like even me without even like knowing a lot about Raiden.
Hey,
I know that's bullshit.
Jid King is woke. Raiden can get hurt. I've seen it many times.
Let me ask you this: Can Chronica get hurt?
If I'm using your logic,
Chronica get hurt?
Yes.
Of course, Chronica can get hurt. Like she's not out of Versal. She's just a character that can manipulate time. She's not out of Versal. What are you saying? But Chronica is not out of Versal.
By your definition, does time affect her? No, by your definition. It's not about time,
nigga. Listen, bro. Listen, manipulating time and existing outside of time are two different things, bro. Like, stop making it seem like I'm saying some bullshit.
You gave me the definition. You said universal means you exist outside of space and time. She exists outside of space and time.
But you're not even letting me listen. When I say a character is out of Versal, that means they functionally transcend from the rest of the Terran system. You know what I mean? Like they stand outside of any extensions of infinite characters. Like they basically they exist in a realm where it's like nothing from the physical realm hurts them. I don't know if you understand that. Like it's a different scaling system when you say niggas out of Versal. Like you can't say Chronica is out of Versal, but she only manipulates time. You feel me?
Right.
Like nigga, she still gets hurt by like all the characters. Like she's nothing crazy.
I just said it's
scam. She doesn't get hurt by any characters. The only character she got hurt by is Shang Tsung and Liu Kang.
But Liu Kang is immortal. Like what
he's not. He wasn't immortal when he fought her.
Bro, you gonna compare Liu Kang now to like common characters?
Nah, no, you don't know anything about the lore. You're just kind of talking. Liu Kang wasn't immortal. Because at the end of the day,
Liu Kang is not out of Versal, my nigga.
Oh my God.
You have nothing to tell
me. He became out of Versal. This is what I can't argue with dude who doesn't watch it.
Hell,
he doesn't even know what happened.
Right,
he's literally just talking. I'm telling him that Liu Kang changed. He's not even listening.
So answer the question. What made Liu Kang out of Versal? Okay, man.
He became a god.
Okay. Do you know how many gods we have that are still like father in front of outer Versal? Like, what are you saying, bro? Like what does him becoming the god have to do with anything? Like he became a god. Cool. Wow. We have like 10 elder gods in the game. Like
look, I'm about to hit this nigga with some technical shit that he's not expecting.
Go ahead. Explain to me.
You said outer Versal, right?
Okay.
So since I'm not outside the verse, then that means that shit outside of my verse can't hurt me. So what makes somebody out of Versal so strong compared to me?
Another day.
Yo,
no, I mean that's because he's not giving me a clear definition. I'm just gonna set the same thing back to him.
You need? I've gone into details on one.
He said this is what he said. No, I'm gonna repeat what you said. Tell me if I'm lying. You said somebody who exists outside of space and time, and nothing from a place with space and time can hurt them. So how do we know that they can hurt us?
Listen.
You see what I'm saying? It's not a power scaling. You're just you're not giving us a power scale. You're giving us a characteristic.
So it's like, okay, let me ask you a question. So like, what's Scarlet Witch's power scale? It's the same thing, right? Like, bro, she's outer verse. So like, what are you saying? But is she still out?
What I'm saying is, you're not giving us a power scale, and you're just telling us where they're standing at.
What you want me to tell you that he can punch through the time? Like, what do you want me to? He's out there.
Hey,
I don't understand. Like, what do you want me to tell you?
Bro, I told you.
Like, bro, listen, like he's boundless. Like, that's like, you know what boundless means? Like you want me to explain to you what the term boundless?
Let me ask you this: Are you in some good shape, like physically?
Oh, of course, nigga. Look.
Okay, so Joe Biden's in the White House. Is he stronger than you? This is what you're telling me. You're not giving me any.
How does that correlate, Cam?
You want me to tell you how? Because all you're talking about is positioning of where they're at currently. You haven't named something that they can, able to do. You keep saying they're out of versal. What the fuck does that even matter? Out of versal does not mean you're strong. It does not make you strong.
Because listen, when you're
oh my god.
Listen, when you're out of versal, bro. Listen, when you say a character is out of versal, that's beyond multi-versal level, right? And you do know what like multiverses mean, right? Like I don't even gotta explain. You know, if a character is outside.
Let me clarify this.
I'm gonna explain to you one more time.
Let me ask you this real quick.
Go
This is not what you're about to explain. So, does outer versal mean that there's only one of them?
No.
What? No, obviously not. Like it's multiple. It's like a few characters that have that power.
So they do exist inside of space and time. Because if they exist outside of space and time, then that means that there's only one of them. If they exist,
what kind of logic is that, bro? You acting like we can't have 2 or 4 a bunch of characters that are out of verse. Like, what are you saying?
What I'm saying is, how do I explain this?
Because
if I exist outside of space and time, that means, like, by your definition, outer versal means I'm not in the multiverse. Which means
bro, you don't understand. That's the problem here.
You said outer. You said outer versal.
He just explained it. Like, see, that was his film of like understanding what I was saying earlier.
Outer versal. What does that mean?
Because you listen.
Talking instead of listening, bro.
I listen. The problem here is like Cam, your understanding of what I said is kind of wacky because you're not like fully understand what I'm saying. Listen, if I say character is out of
Soft God, I don't mean to interrupt you, but you know about Darkseid, right?
Oh, of course, he's definitely out of verse. Like easily out of verse.
Darkseid is a more understandable, more believable.
Yeah, like exactly. Like Darkseid is a true out of verse character. He exists beyond time. He has like
okay.
Go ahead.
Darkseid is so powerful that he cannot enter the multiverse. He has to send avatars to be in the multiverse.
There we go. We have characters that have. Listen, being out of verse does not mean you can't, you don't have power.
So what you're saying is there's only one Darkseid.
Yes,
of course, it's only one true Darkseid.
Okay, no, I just said that.
No, you didn't say that. You said there's only one outer reversal character.
I said if you're outer versal, that means there's only one of a specific character. For example, there's only one Darkseid.
Of course.
Okay, so by that definition, Raiden is outer versal. There's only one Raiden.
How the fuck is Raiden outer versal?
There's only one Raiden.
Let me explain. Can I explain why Raiden's outer versal?
Explain to me, bro, please.
Okay, first of all, I dropped the scan. That's why you're losing. All right, so you know how Darkseid, Darkseid is a function his function is to
he's an embodiment of what's the word, like
that's his function.
He's like an actual embodiment of like domination, anger, hatred. He's like an actual cosmic embodiment of that. So it's like him existing in the multiverse is relevant because he exists outside of the multiverse. You know what I mean?
So alright, now we got that out the way. You know who Lobo is?
Of course.
Lobo doesn't have a function, right? But he scales higher than Darkseid. You want to watch this? In case you don't know, true form Darkseid, he has a beef with Santa Claus, right? Because Santa Claus always give him cold on Christmas, right? Darkseid cannot touch Santa Claus. Like literally, Every time you try to go over and try to hurt Santa Claus, nothing will happen.
Oh, God, listen, I'm not sure if this like storyline is canon or not canon.
It is canon.
Like I really can't speak on this because I've heard about this, but I don't know if it's canon or not. You know what I mean?
It's canon.
Like,
So you're telling me that we arguing about a nigga who beefing with a fat guy?
Yeah. Because the concept of Christmas and Santa Claus is one of the most powerful things because us as humans give it power, and the universe gives it power because like. Like a god that gets worshipped more than other gods, he'll be more powerful, right?
Wait, say it again. Sorry, I didn't hear. I was looking at some shit.
God. It's hard to explain.
Wait, so
but
Santa can be dark side? Is that what you said?
Nah, he's not saying that. He's not saying Santa can beat him.
No, I'm saying that Santa can't be touched because his concept is higher than his.
My whole point is, just because you're multiversal,
that's fucking horse shit.
Just because you're multiversal,
I can't really say nothing about that, Bear, because I've heard about that shit, but I don't think it's canon. I don't think that's canon. That gotta be non-canon.
Dark side is a function, right? And they characters who are not a function can match those type of characters. Raiden is one of those characters who his function is not as powerful as Darkseid's function, but he can reach those powers through sheer power. He could reach.
Bro, I'm disagreeing with that. I'm sorry. I can't.
In the chat. I showed the scan in the chat.
Let me see the scan.
It's a little clip that I took out of where the dude showed the scan. And
I don't see nothing. Where's the scan? Is it in general?
I put it in the bot section.
Bots? Alright, go ahead.
But basically what that scan is, it basically shows that Shao Kahn, he destroyed duality.
Okay.
Which, you know how powerful duality is? It's like good and evil.
You ready for me to take on
basically, you know how duality is like good and evil, good and bad, fucking light and day and night. He destroyed that and made it basically one.
You see, bro, I ain't gonna lie, Cam. You are saying the same thing I'm trying to say here, because regardless of what you're saying right now, the point is just try to make that word outerversal clear to Cam, because I feel like you still getting to the point, but you going through the wrong.
Because you're outerversal.
Wait, bro, Cam, hold on, wait. The point here is he's trying to make is outerversal characters, just because they exist outside of they boundless from time and space does not mean they don't have power over the multiverse. They exist in a realm where they still have power over everything. That's what being
what is their power?
Bro,
I keep asking you that. You keep saying they have power. I keep saying what's their power. You're not mentioning it.
Wait, why you keep asking me what's their power? He can do, but he can manipulate time. Which area?
So Darkseid can manipulate time?
Of course, if he wants to. The fuck, he's
cannot manipulate time, bro.
If Darkseid wants to manipulate time, he can. Bro, he can do whatever he wants.
You said Darkseid's outerversal. Darkseid gets hurt. Darkseid loses to niggas who are in the
Avatar loses. This nigga's not. He's not listening to what we're saying, but he's just trying to respond, bro.
You said, listen. You said he sends avatars because he can't go, and if he can't go, that's a clear weakness.
No. If Darkseid came with his true form Darkseid would end the reality of space and time. I don't think you understand that.
Is that his goal?
It's not. Listen, bro. Listen. His point is, listen. Darkseid as a character, right, has specific people. He's there to actually, I don't know if you actually read about Darkseid. You know what I'm talking about. Him being there, him being on the planet, whatever planet it is, Earth 616, whatever, because there's different planets and shit, right? Him being in an actual planet can literally shatter it just from him being there. What don't you understand? It's hard for you to make a claim about a character being, he can be on, but he can still get hurt. Nah, he's doing that on purpose. What don't you understand?
He's hurting himself on purpose.
He's not hurting, bro. He's not hurting himself, bro. He's sending the.
Now watch this. Now I want you to be honest. I want you to think about this,
bro.
If this nigga is so strong, why is his avatar losing? Explain that. If he is so strong, why is his avatar losing?
Even his avatar
are only a small fraction of his true power.
Yeah, they're only a small fraction, bro. His true form.
And y'all see what's going on? They have to write it like that because that's the only thing that makes that bullshit make sense. So what I'm saying is,
it's like the same way they write Superman in every fucking movie. He can literally end the movie in 2 seconds, but he doesn't. You know why?
I'm saying he can, but he hasn't done it in any scans.
Anyways, bro, what is your argument?
My argument is this man Darkseid wants the anti-life equation to end life. And when y'all are saying that he could just come in there and enter the realm and end life, so why wouldn't he just enter? What I'm saying is this shit don't even make sense.
Bro,
Hey, Ken, hold on.
He's sending avatars to get a math equation when he can just go in there himself. So I want y'all to make it make sense.
Listen, bro. You see, that's the problem of the author, of the writer. Now, this ain't our problem. We going off what we.
It is your problem because y'all
like don't make it
seem
seem like
bullshit to me.
Don't make it seem like we wrote the comics. I didn't write the comics. No, the
Be smarter than this, dog. Cammy's supposed to be smarter than this, bro. Listen, bro.
I gotta be smarter because there's a logic. There's a.
Who's this dropping my nigga Ken?
Yeah, bro, it's funny as hell.
Hold on,
Hey,
Big
look.
Scuba has into the chat. Can I get a round of applause? Thank you. Big Scuba is in here.
What's up, dude?
What's going on, Steve?
Big Scuba is in this bitch. Everybody chill out. Hold it down. So I'm about to play that Mortal Kombat mythology, however you say it. Gonna take on that nigga Quan Chi. No, let me get my promo off. Hold on.
Another day.
And we gonna beat this tonight. Fuck Darkseid. All right, go ahead.
So my point is, if I'm so strong,
Pay your respect.
why the fuck can I send an avatar that don't lose? Like
You hear him,
it don't even make
But
sense.
you do know, like, they have certain like multiversal like characters that just play a single role in like comics, right?
Let me
Like,
ask you this.
For example, wait, hold on. Like, let me explain. Let me like answer what you asked me earlier. Like, what's his like role and what's his purpose? Like, you do know it's a bunch of like multiversal to outerversal like scaling characters that just play one specific role in like comics, right? Like, for example, like Leaving Tribunal, like they literally exist to judge niggas, like they
Oh no,
exist.
the Living
beyond-
Tribunal is not outer. He's actually like he's hyperversal.
Wait, what's the? Nah, it's not living. Wait, what's the?
Oh my god, I'm so sick of this made up shit.
Beyond this, I'm tweaking.
Reality.
Wait, hold on, bro. The Beyond this, bro. That's
done
my
with
question.
this
Not the,
conversation.
bro, not the Living Tribunal. The Beyond this, the niggas that actually judge people. Their main role is to see who's like fit to like cross into like the afterlife. Like they have characters like they literally their main purpose is to do that. Like I don't know if you, bro. Like Darkseid's main purpose is to bring terror on humanity, bro. That's it.
Okay,
Like that's literally it. Like you saying why would he just come in here and destroy it? But he can't even
Wait. I like how you're so hype about this. I'm gonna enter you into my realm real quick with this one question.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure that this question is really easy.
Alright, go ahead. Ask the question, bro. What's going on?
Can you prove infinity?
Can you prove infinity? What?
Yeah.
That's a very vague question. What you mean can I prove infinity?
Alright,
What
how
is
about
that?
this? Can you demonstrate infinity in some sort of way? Is there a way that you can show me that infinity is infinite?
What the? Yeah, hold on, bro. You
You
asking
know why I'm asking you? Do you know why I'm asking you this?
Why
I'm asking you this because you all are talking about concepts that revolve around the idea of infinity, and it's impossible to imagine. It's impossible to imagine infinity. It's even more impossible to imagine a concept that somebody made up based off something that was already impossible.
So
It's like wait. It's like twice as much impossible. And you want to know why it's starting to get annoying? First, we were talking about power levels. Then we brought up time, and guess what? Oh, he's outside of time. And then guess what? Oh, he's multiversal. And guess what? Oh, he's hyperversal, man. Can't none of y'all understand any of those infinite concepts, so can we please stop talking about it? It's giving me a headache. Because I cannot imagine. Nobody in here can imagine any of this shit. We're just hyping it up.
You see, your problem now is that you have problems with the niggas that wrote the comics.
No, I ain't got no real problem. I'm just ranting right now. But man, this is crazy. Like, listen to what we're talking about. We're talking about the most unproven shit ever.
But why do we need proof though, bro? Like we have
Because what I'm saying is like, I'm putting it to you like this. So there's a couple ways you can talk about the concept of infinity, which is what they do in comic books a lot. So if I wanted to write a good comic book, I would use the concept of infinity to create an idea that seems hype on paper but doesn't make any sense. For example, I can say, well, this dude has always existed, which is pretty much saying infinite existence. And then I can say he's not affected by time, which adds to the infinity concept. So what I'm saying is, I can sit down and write this myself, and this can become hype, and people would really argue about this shit that doesn't make any sense.
Oh
So what
God,
I'm saying
bro.
is,
This
like,
nigga's
right? We sit here arguing about
it's
some.
funny, bro. What is
We
what is
arguing
that?
about some shit that make no sense.
Yo, hey, hand me that one, Cam. I don't even know how to respond to that shit. Say something.
We arguing about some shit that make no sense. Like,
Go ahead.
You seen the scan that I showed you in that section, right?
Yeah, I see it.
Do you think that qualifies Shao Kahn to be on that level?
Fuck no. Bullshit.
Duality is not that powerful?
Nah, he is, but like Shao Kahn, like, bro, come on, bro. Come on, stop that.
He destroyed it and he tanked the explosion point blank and was fine.
I mean, yeah, that's definitely like an outer versal level feat, you know what I mean? But by the end of the day, it's like,
oh my god.
You
want to know something? Wait.
Watch problem with the comic book niggas, bro. Like,
no, watch this. Y'all want to know why I like the anime? Y'all know why I like the anime and the cartoon adaptations to this shit? Because it's hard to draw some of this shit that y'all are talking about. Like, you can't even see the speed of light. Wait, real quick. You can't even see the speed of light. Whoever said earlier somebody's moving that 200 is. Wait. Let me finish. Somebody earlier, they said, yeah, Darth Vader can move at 260 times speed of light. Nigga, you can't even comprehend the speed of sound. You talk about 260 times the speed of light. All I gotta do is
crazy, man.
All I gotta do. Listen. How do you animate that?
Bringing real life perspective into this. Like, what's going on?
Listen, how do you animate that? And on top of that, I can top that. I can literally open up a book, pull out a pencil, and say, Canvas Black can move at 700 times the speed of light, and then I just leave it. Look, and then I'm gonna let your crazy ass imagination just go crazy on it. Like, they're literally just. The book ain't even selling. Your imagination is the one that's selling. Like, your imagination going crazy.
Alright, but you trying to say, okay, so you saying, how can we tell a character moving 200 times the speed of light? Like, yeah, I get what you're saying. Now you speaking fast.
Dragon Ball tries to make it look like that. Them niggas just vanish in air.
Nah. Dragon Ball shit is whack as hell. Let's keep it a stack. Now look, if you actually want to compare, like, okay, have you seen the what's that movie? What's up? Yeah, okay, for example, this is Eternals for the movie, like the Avengers Eternals. You know, Eternals now has a speedster Makari. Makari is actually incredible, like, she's like really, like, you know, she's really fast. It's not, like, the comic version of Makari is actually a guy, right? And now, that guy actually runs, like way faster than the speed of light, you know what I mean? But now, whenever they animate, wait, hold on. I'm trying to make a point. Like, whenever you want to, like, whenever you want to, like, actually, you know, animate a character that's moving this, like, incredibly fast, you gotta look at it from their perspective. You know what I mean? Like, whenever you watch a Flash movie, they always show you Flash running from his perspective. You know what I mean? Because everything is, like, pretty much like stagnant. Nothing is moving. Everything is, like, still when it's running, right? Now that's how it looks like when a character's moving at the speed of light, my nigga. Like, what else how else you want to animate it? You know what I mean? It's the same. They
have a YouTube. Hold on, they have a YouTube video that shows you what the speed of light looks like, and then they were showing it by running around the world, right? Listen.
Speed of light is instant.
Wait. And as soon as the video started, that nigga ran around the world and it was done. like, are you telling me that the Flash run through the city?
Bro, the Flash runs like 3 million fat. Like, bro, Flash can run into time.
Oh my God! Listen to how he's talking.
No, but we're not talking about. But listen, like your point here is,
dude, you can't even imagine 20,000 miles. And you can't even imagine that distance. And you're telling me that you can imagine the speed of light? You can't imagine that.
It's not about what I can imagine, though, bro. It's not about the imagination.
Yes, it is. It's about what you can perceive. You talking about you can't even perceive that.
Okay, bro, it's a fucking.
But does it matter if I can? But does it matter if I can?
So what I'm saying is this.
The point here is
like.
This is why I only like talking about. Be like, wow, that's
this is why I only like talking about anime, because this comic shit is just a big circle jerk on stupid ass ideas that don't make sense.
But isn't that like a lot of like concepts of life though, bro? Like I don't understand. Like a lot of life acts like reality has the same concept, like of like bullshit that's not imaginable.
So when you think about Superman,
like we live.
Listen. When you think about Superman, what kind of feats do you think about?
Like shit, like godlike shit. He does shit like that.
He's the way of solar system.
Yeah, like he's like
now
way
that's
past
the comic book shit I be talking about. Like this nigga sneezing planets away. Like what the fuck? Who was this?
Hold on, wait, whoa! Doesn't Goku do exactly the same shit?
No, Goku has never sneezed a planet away before.
But you telling me Goku can do a Kamehameha, right? And like blow up a planet? That's not like
that's a power beam. We're talking about sneezing.
This nigga said a power beam. Bro.
We're talking about sneezing. Now I can see if Superman like
it's the same shit, bro. There's no way
it's not the same, bro.
Destroys a planet. Are you serious?
Let me ask you this. No, even though they're both,
bro, come on.
Listen. Even though they're both fake, which one sounds more realistic? Superman used his eye beams to blow the Earth up, or he sneezed it away? Like, come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Bro, does it matter though, Cam? The point here is when you watch Goku, these niggas destroying planets like it's nothing, bro. Like
but they're using energy beams. They're not sneezing and shit. They're not doing bodily functions.
Okay. That's we have a debate.
You said what?
Like I just wanted to debate.
I don't know. Cam just.
I don't like to debate comic books because of the outrageous like amount of ideas.
Goku has the same thing though, bro. Dragon Ball universe still like revolves around unimaginable ideas though, gang. Like, what are you like? What's the point here? You making it seem like only
what I'm saying?
Animes do the same shit.
What I'm saying is, there's nothing more unimaginable than what they do in DC and Marvel. like, do we really want to talk about it? Like, they literally make characters that are based off the unimaginable. Like you mentioned earlier, the Living Tribunal, and then they were probably like, well, how do we top the Living Tribunal? That one being nigga or whatever that nigga's called, or some nigga that his purpose is nothing, but he's there just as a power scaler, like.
Yeah, like, but isn't that the same thing with like Zeno though? You said Zeno. Wait, if I remember correctly, you said Zeno is a kid, right? He's a child.
But what I'm saying,
and mind you, this child has the power. He has the power to like erase like universe.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? It's a bunch of.
But what I'm saying,
anime has the same thing.
Let me get it. Be more specific. So
be
like,
specific, man, please.
So like, please. You can animate a universe disappearing.
Okay.
You can't animate 260 times the speed of light. So why the fuck are we even talking about that? Like, you can't animate that. Like that'll be the fastest animation you never saw. Literally, that'll be the fastest animation you never saw. That'll be the fastest animation you never saw.
Bro, it's not about. Listen, like I told you,
this shit is so.
But I just told you. Listen, wait, Cam. I don't think you understand. Like, have you ever heard about point of view? Paul.
You're right.
Point of view. Like you do know, I can make a movie of a character right now. For example, Sonic. We all seen a Sonic movie now. You know, I'm sure everyone here has seen a Sonic movie. Sonic is one of the fastest, beings in like all of like like comics or even anything that has to do with like fiction. He's one of the, he's like top 3 fastest characters, right? Mind you, whenever you make a movie of Sonic, right, they show his perspective, right? So like, so your point of saying, oh, how do we animate? It doesn't really mean too much. Because at the end of the day, you can still show a character incredibly fast from their point of view.
Okay.
But it doesn't matter.
I have 2 points to mention. Wait, I got 2 points to mention. The first point is,
that's it.
you know how? So I can get a. Let me tell you how far-fetched this shit is sometimes. So I can get a piece of paper. I can get a piece of paper and draw a shape that's impossible because it's a piece of paper. But if you can't even animate this shit, that should tell you the level of impossible that it's at. Like if you can't even think of a way to put it on paper, even though paper already allows you to do some impossible shit, then that's how you know that you're just going too far. And another thing is, every one of these characters that we have named so far are just reiterations of things that already existed thousands of years ago. For example, the Living Tribunal. Y'all said that he judges people or whatever. The Living Tribunal is literally just a Greek mythology mix-up of the 3 kings that judge niggas who go somewhere when they die. And then what do? You throw them into some kind of mashup and you try to make it make sense and say that they exist outside of time to stretch it even more. 1,000 years ago, listen, 1,000 years later from now, niggas gonna be looking at us like them niggas really worship Superman. Huh? Them niggas really worship the Flash.
Are you trying to say like 1,000 years from now that like a newer version of like a character would be?
No. I'm saying 1,000 years from now, humans, people. You know how we look at people and we like that Zeus shit is fake. Nigga, Superman was Zeus at one point. Back in the day,
I don't know where this is going.
What I'm saying is, 1,000 years from now, listen. What I'm saying is, 1,000 years from now, people will really sit there and think, "Oh my God, them niggas who lived 1,000 years ago really thought Superman was real. They got statues of him. They got this, and that, because that's what it looks like from their point of view."
Okay. First of all, I feel like you making it seem like bro, come on now. You know Zeus was like part of like mythology. Like people actually believe Zeus is like actually.
Are there statues of Zeus? Let me watch this. Are there But you didn't live during that time.
But nobody's praying to Superman. Who the fuck prays to Superman?
Are you really asking that question? Are you really asking that question in 2023?
Is there actually people that actually pray to Superman to like help him?
Watch this. How long have we been talking about this conversation? At least for about 2 hours, you have been bragging about DC stuff, right?
Okay.
So the point is, 1,000 years ago, I'm pretty sure somebody spent 2 hours bragging about Zeus throwing lightning bolts. You see what I'm saying?
How does that mean they worship him though? It's not. It's like
what I'm saying is.
Okay, go ahead.
What I'm saying is. It's not that they're trying to prove that it exists. It's how much they bring it up as a topic. And DC is a huge topic.
Okay.
Marvel is a huge topic. These things are huge topics, and people talk about them all the time to the point.
Millions of dollars in box office now. Of course, everyone loves
people talk about it all the time.
Of course, okay.
People talk about it all the time to the point to where it can be assumed, a safe assumption, that you submit to this type of thing and you worship it because you know it so much, and you talk to the point to where you're bragging about it. I'm not saying you're worshiping. I'm just trying to
exactly. I see what you're saying, but like it's the wording, the words you're using for it can be like seen for like something different. You know what I mean?
I feel you.
It's the wording.
I'm using this wording for a reason, because like, watch this. If let's say I talked about, I'm not saying I talk about this every day, but let's say I know a large amount about a particular topic. Now you will start to assume that I am affiliated. For example, let's say I'm a Satanist and I'm not. Let's say I'm a Satanist and I know a lot about the Satanic Bible and whatsoever and all that.
Okay.
Wait. Sorry, I said that the wrong way. Let's say I'm not a Satanist, but you don't know that. Okay. And I know a lot about the Satanic Bible to the point where I'm bragging about shit that happens in it and da 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 da. So from your perspective, it would be safe for you to assume that I'm a Satanist. Make sense? So.
Well, like it depends on your connotation. Like,
I'm not saying that you're. I'm not saying that you're right when your assumption. I'm saying that this assumption will exist based on your experience. So if somebody is reading, now bring this to a reading level. If somebody is reading about something that happened 1,000 years ago, and they can clearly see that people who lived 1,000 years ago were building statues after this certain thing, and then gathering together to talk about this certain thing, that begins to look like religion. So it's very safe to assume that 1,000 years from now, the people will look back at us and be like, you know, they really probably looked at this like a religious type of thing. But they wouldn't be right. But they could make that assumption based on how people talk about it. That's all I'm trying to mention.
Okay, I see what you're saying. I see, right? It makes a couple. I see. It makes a little sense. You know what I mean? Like, but it doesn't. I don't understand where this conversation got thrown into the mix, though. You know what I mean? Like,
I just wanted to talk about something else.
Yeah, like, you know, you're right. I ain't gonna lie. You're right. Like a long time to come from now, when you see like a lot of, for example, like a lot of statues, like we're saying, people look at it as like deities, right? Like people, oh, this is like an actual sacred, you know what I mean? Like environment. You know, for example, like whenever you go to like for how do I even put this? Like Harriet Tubman, for example, and I'm using Harriet Tubman. Like people look up to Harriet Tubman as the woman that saved black people. You know what I mean? Like she actually stood up for right. Some people. I'm pretty sure like back in the day, some people looked at her as gods. You know what I mean? Like I definitely understand what you're saying. That makes perfect sense. I understand that. But now we're talking about a comic book character. You know what I mean? Like that's we're talking about Superman here.
I feel you.
Bro, mind you. We're not talking about no mythology character. Superman is not a part of no mythology. You know, like if you said Odin or like any other like you know like mythology, like a character that belongs in mythology, I can understand that. But Superman would never be looked at as like, oh, this is people. Okay. We talk about it. Like I don't even get my point. Like, bro, no one really look at Superman, even in a million years, because like that storyline is still gonna be there on the internet.
Okay.
Whatever is on the internet stays on the internet. So like we still gonna have even like a million years to come from now, the original form on Wikipedia, whatever like search is still gonna be on there. Like I don't even get my point.
So this is what I was getting at.
Okay.
Yeah. To further explain it. So you said that Superman's a comic book, but what people don't realize is that the whole Justice League is just a reiteration of Olympic gods. You got Flash as Hermes, you got Zeus as Superman. You see what I'm saying? You got Aquaman as Poseidon. It's literally just a reiteration of what already existed. There's nothing new about it. It's nothing new.
So you saying they made the Justice League off the reiteration of like Olympic gods?
Okay, watch this. Who's the leader of the Olympic gods?
Okay, Zeus is the king of Skyfall.
Who's the leader of the Justice League?
Batman.
Superman.
Because it's definitely
Batman. But it might as well be Batman. It might as well be Superman.
You know what I'm saying? It's not. No. Superman is the powerhouse. It doesn't mean he's like the one that. It's like for example, like Avengers.
You're right. That's a specific difference.
Let's not make it tactical. Like
okay.
It's
look at Aquaman. Look at Aquaman. What is his weapon?
A trident.
Okay, what is Poseidon's weapon?
Oh my god.
A trident. It's literally the same.
Listen. You do know like every aqua creature that's like a super god always has the trident as like a weapon, right?
Okay. Let's
same with Namor. Like Namor
does Hermes have wings? Does Hermes have wings on his feet? What does the Flash have?
He doesn't have any wings on his feet.
It's literally the same. It's the same reiteration of something that already existed. Poison Ivy. There is a god who did the exact same thing in Greek mythology.
Okay, so what's the reiteration of Batman then? Who's Batman in Greek mythology?
Batman don't really have a superpower to be like a god. He's just rich.
But he's part of the Justice. He's literally the leader of the
But we're talking about power, people with power.
But he's Batman is just rich. Okay, so what about Martian Manhunter? Like, what's the Martian's like reiteration from Greek Olympic? Like, what is it?
I think he's just a newer version. But I'm talking about the most popular ones. The most popular
What you
ones.
mean the most popular ones, Cam? Like they're all popular. They all have like, bro. Can't Wonder Woman? Okay, so who's Wonder Woman in the? You know what I mean? Like who's Wonder Woman? Because Wonder Woman,
They literally, haven't you noticed that the origin stories are some of their origin stories are literally Greek. They're literally Greek.
No.
And Wonder Woman's origin story is Greek.
You know, she's definitely like, I understand that, but you saying every character now, like all
Not
the
every, not all of them.
all
but
the
actually-
sorry. All the popular characters from the Justice League are like reiterations from like
Also,
like Olympic gods, which I don't agree with. You know, like I get it, they have similar characteristics, but like, bro, like,
Hold on. Batman is a
also,
Hephaestus.
Aquaman praises Poseidon.
nah, Batman is not Hephaestus. What the Hephaestus makes? Oh,
It's Batman. Get the fuck.
Aquaman be like,
oh, wait, hold on. Okay,
Poseidon's wrath.
No, because like, bro, no. Because like at the end of the day, Hephaestus only has a role, and like is only to make weapons. That's it. He doesn't play a huge role in like Greek mythology. That's it.
Batman.
But, like, yeah, Batman makes weapons, but he's literally like the face of the Justice League. Like, what are you saying? It's not a Justice League without Batman, bro. You know what I mean? It's like saying without Captain America. You know what I mean? Like, bro, we're gonna have an Avengers, like, you know what I mean? Like, bro, like Captain America is like the nigga that like organizes the Avengers. Same shit with Batman. It's like literally same shit. Okay, bro. We're not talking about if he a bitch or not. We're bringing up.
I'm just saying. I'm just pointing out the fact. I'm just pointing out facts. Those characters are adaptations based on Greek mythology. They're adaptations from Greek mythology.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you a question. So why does
it's one thing to have one thing in common. It's another thing to have a bunch of things in common. Like the flag.
So Cam. Now go ahead. Someone's gonna ask a question. Someone's gonna ask a question.
Oh, they also have Greek characters in DC, like Ares.
Yeah, exactly. Bro, which leads to my other question now. Hi, Taylor. I was gonna ask you, since you keep saying, oh, it's like a carbon copy or like a actual, you know, like representation of Greek mythology. Like, how about this, right? So why is there, like, we have all the mythologies. It sounds like we have Norse, we have Roman mythology, we have a bunch of other mythologies, even Chinese. Like, why do all these characters have similar powers though? Does it mean like they're copying each other? Like, what are you saying?
No, it's just the writer
Because
just.
at the end of the day,
I don't think that's the right question. I mean, I can answer that question with a demonstration of something else easily.
All right, go ahead.
Like-
Answer the question.
like-
Answer the question.
Okay, so most people, when I talk about the flood story, most people think about the Bible, but people fail to realize that every culture around the world has demonstrations of a flood story. So when you look at other cultures around the world, this is how people determine that the flood story is real. Because almost every culture around the world has documentation of some kind of devastating flood that came and swept the lands. That's why people have come to the conclusion that the flood story is real. Same idea can be used with this whole idea of something. So Greek mythology comes from another. So Greek mythology is not as old as what it comes from, obviously. But the idea of these pagan gods all exist similarly in other cultures. That should tell you that people are reiterating. Listen. I'm about to answer it. People are reiterating the same idea and adapting it to their environment or their circumstance or their culture. Superman is an reiteration and adaptation of Greek mythology into American society. It may not be viewed as religious, but it is definitely an adaptation, and it definitely makes money and sells. That's all I'm getting.
Okay, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, you answered a different question. My point is this, right? Because you keep saying, cause like I get what you keep saying, like they have similar characteristics, but you're not answering the question why we have Egyptian gods that have similar powers to like Olympic gods. You know what I mean?
What I'm saying, because I was demonstrating,
mind you, like, because I'm pretty sure Egyptians and Greeks have like different cultures, right? They have different, they literally have different cultures and shit, right? Isn't that how it works? And now you telling me they have the god of like a god that like represents like night and all this Horus. You know what I mean? We have Horus and all these motherfuckers and shit. We have similar powers to like some Greek gods. So like, where's the correlation between that? Like, cause you keep saying.
I'm about to tell you. So the whole idea of those kinds of gods come from Babylon before any of those other things.
Babylon don't exist.
But what's Babylon?
Even Egyptian gods come from Babylon.
No, they
Greek
don't.
gods come from
Babylon. But isn't Babylon like a biblical like?
This nigga's lying his ass off.
Okay, I ain't gonna lie.
Babylon. You said Babylon. Wait. Let's take a step back. You said Babylon didn't exist.
Literally, there's scholars all around, black scholars that broke it down. Babylon is not a real place.
It doesn't exist anymore, duh. That shit is ancient as fuck.
It never did. That's the point I'm trying to make.
It never did, nigga. They have architectural evidence. What are you talking about?
It definitely existed, but like the point is,
like, what is this dude talking about?
I think the problem here is he's confusing existing and when it didn't exist. Like right now, it doesn't exist because like it got like it's ruined. Like like the whole Babylon got like destroyed. Isn't that what the whole like? Because I'm sure I read about that before. Like
you got people around the world writing about what Babylon did to them, and you're trying to say that it didn't exist.
Look, like Babylon is an ancient city though, located in like
ancient civilization.
Well, same the city civilization. Like it's a group of people, right? A group of people from like the 7th century. If I'm not mistaken.
No, older than that.
Oh, okay.
Older than that.
Maybe older than that. Maybe 6.
They predate Egypt.
Okay, predate Egypt. Okay, whatever. But look, the point here is like Babylon, right? You saying like we get that. Babylon is also obviously it's Egyptian. You know what I mean? Like that's like you're saying it came from Babylon, but we do know even Babylons at that time. So Babylonians, I don't know what you call them, but let's say Babylonians at that time still believed in the gods of Israel.
Okay, watch this. Maybe this one.
Like what's the?
So I don't know if you're religious, but what's your religious orientation?
I'm Christian.
Okay, so where did you get the Christian idea from?
I mean, I grew up with it. I don't understand what you mean by how I grew up with it.
Okay, so who taught it to you?
Well, family.
Where'd they learn it?
Yeah, actually, like I don't actually.
This is important to know. This is important to know.
I mean, my whole family lineage are Christians. I don't understand, like
Okay, where did your family learn this from? Where did your family learn this from?
I don't know. Like I can't answer that question.
Okay, so do you see how knowledge of things travel?
But it doesn't matter.
This all started. Wait. My point is, this began in northeastern Africa, southwestern Asia, and now it's in the United States, and it's viewed very differently than how it's originally viewed. Do you see what I'm saying? So when you're asking me why two different people have similarities, it's because information travels around over time and people reiterate it and change it.
Okay, but you asking me where we got the idea, like the idea from Christianity doesn't really add up to the conversation though, gang. Because like at the end of the day,
I asked you that because what I'm saying is you're not from where this information comes from, but yet you have this information. Does that make sense?
But does it, bro? You do know Babylon was in the Bible, right? Like you do know, like the Israelites actually went to war with Babylon, like the Babylon.
You asked me how do these separate cultures have similar gods? That's the question I'm asking.
Okay.
I'm trying to let you know that information, these ideas are not new. They're reiterated between cultures. So just like the creation story that exists in the Bible, there are similar creation stories but slightly different. So for example, the Babylonian creation story was more like humans were created to do work that the gods didn't want to do. But the point is, the similarity is that gods created people. Make sense? And then in the Bible, the creation story is more like people are created to be adversaries of God, and they still have to take care of the world. Does that make sense? Because they're put in charge of it. Except the perspective is different. So in the Babylonian perspective, people are made to do what gods don't want to do. in the Christian perspective, people are made to do. It's more viewed like a blessing. Like I created you, and I want you to rule over the earth. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So what I'm saying is, these they were also made over a period of days. So in the Babylonian creation story, they're made. These things happen over a period of days, just like the Christian creation story.
So
Now,
you saying
all I'm saying is these cultures around the world adapt these ideas from each other and use them. So
and branch off.
So
wait,
that
makes sense. No, I get what you're saying.
You're left with two. When people do that, you're left with two. What they call it, decisions to make. Either this happened or it didn't happen. Because if everybody's saying it happened, you see what I'm saying? Like if everybody's saying it happened, but in slightly different ways, then it could be true by just because everybody's saying it. But if
but I'm not arguing that though. Like, yeah, I get what you're saying. Like, but the strict question was, why do all these different like people believe in different gods in their religion? You know, Buddha, all that bullshit. Like people believe in all kinds of shit, right? But why do all these gods have similar characters or like you know what I mean? Like why do this go, like
they stole it from, they got it from somewhere else.
What I'm saying is, okay, so do you think, okay, in the beginning there were groups of people. These groups of people intermingle, share information. It's very possible, if not true, that they are retelling similar stories that they already shared with each other before. Does that make sense? So if I'm talking about God, right? It's gonna sound like I'm talking about God. If you talking about God, it's gonna sound like you talking about God. It's not gonna sound exactly the same. So if you add thousands of years on top of that, that's when it can develop into what it seems like a whole different character, because of the constant adaptations that have been added by numerous new people getting a hold of the idea. Let's say I create a character, right? And I give you this character, and you give it to your son. When you get down to your 10th great grandson, that idea is going to be developed into a fully blown character. I have not fully contributed to that character.
Hey,
Your whole family has. Does that make sense? That's what can lead to a development of a certain character. So they share certain base characteristics, but they do appear to be different.
That makes sense.
I get what you're saying.
Yo, Cam,
bro. Hey, say something real quick, Cam, because you've been trying to say something.
I'm right here.
Yo, Cam, I have a question, dog. Who's the first group of? Who are the first race on this planet? Oh, this nigga just cheesed me out. Yes.
Now this question is solely based upon. This question is solely based upon your religious culture roots. So there's no scientific way of knowing. There's no scientific way of knowing. But I can only tell you. I can only tell you based off, a book that I believe is true.
Which book is that?
Yeah.
I don't think so. In the Bible, it doesn't say the name of the first people. It doesn't say the specific name of the first people that existed, but it mentions the name of a certain people that came after.
Damn.
Does that make sense? So, like in the Bible, it mentions the creation of people, but it doesn't mention the name. But then it mentions the creation of a certain people. Does that make sense?
No, that makes zero sense, Cam. Hold on, what you mean by like wasn't the first person made was Adam? Was Adam? Adam was the first man.
Imagine this.
Bro,
I open up a
How can
store.
Adam make Eve? That's my question.
No, like, well, I understand.
Oh
What kind of
my
like,
God.
we trying to say right now? Cam, got like it literally says he made Adam and the same likeness.
That's a misinterpretation.
Hold on. It doesn't make sense if that was possible. If
That's a
women are genetically
misinterpretation of the
better than men.
What's the interpretation?
Wait, they have an XX chromosome, right? We have an XY. This is inferior.
I said you recognize.
I can only answer one question at a time.
Nah, you gotta answer that. You gotta answer that, Cam, because I understand what you said, but he made certain people and didn't make him at the same time.
Okay, Adam is not the first person. That is a common misinterpretation of the text.
So where's the proof of your statement? You know?
All right, let's pull out the Bible. Where's my phone?
Pull out your phone. Let's see it.
No, I'm just denying
Because
the
I'm
Bible.
pretty
Before I Google it, wait.
Before I read the Bible, it says
it.
Adam was the first man. You know, he named the first man and called him Adam.
Oh my God.
You know?
Can I respond to you? Now,
ahead,
when you study it, when you study a text, you have to realize that your understanding of definitions of words comes from 2000, whatever year you were born in, to 2023. You don't understand that Adam, the name Adam means man. Does that make sense?
Does it matter what the name means though? We're talking about
what I'm saying is you have to be careful and read the Hebrew before you come to your conclusion in English.
I don't understand. Like Cam, listen.
I'm trying to answer your question, but you won't let me answer it.
Because I feel like you like going to like, bro, just give me like actual facts. I want to see where it says.
So we don't have actual
he
facts. Religion is not
I do have it. I do have it. I can read it to you.
Read it to me. Read it to me.
Before I read it to you, I'm going to ask you a question, and this should help you understand the Genesis story.
Okay, go ahead.
If Adam and Eve were the first people, then how did their son marry somebody outside of their family?
You see, I'm happy you say it. I'm happy you say
turn, bro.
And you know what's crazy? You do know. It's like, listen, because I've actually, like, it's funny because you bring this, because I've actually read the Genesis story back and through. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing you tell me right now that I've never read about. You know what I mean? Like, I actually read books, man. At the end of the day, back in the day, I'm finna, you asked me a question. You said, why were the people he married, right? You do know, it literally said in the Bible that when he made Adam and Eve, right? He made Eve for Adam. For companionship, because Adam was lonely, right? Cool, that's fine. They had kids. They had 2 kids, Cain and Abel, right? And then they had a second kid after. They had Seth. So Cain killed Abel. Abel, and boom, he got cast out. Mind you, they were in the Garden of Eden. That was the first like safe haven where they like man was like free from ignorance. Like, man was free from being exactly, sin and being aware of what he's like actually doing. There was no good or bad. So after he ate the fruit of evil, this is after, mind you, way after Cain died. So after this happened, right? Listen, mind you, they had multiple kids after that. They had multiple. Back then.
Wait. Where does it say they had multiple kids after that?
It literally says the descendants of Adam.
Wait. I know what you're about to say. Now, before we continue, I'm gonna ask you this: are you about to say that Cain married his sibling?
Of course. That's literally what happened.
Wait, let me speak, damn it!
What happened?
God, bro, you're going too fast. This is just exchange with real quick. Okay. Now, do you realize that Cain married before Seth was born?
Cap. Show me right now.
Okay, read it. Go back and read when Cain got married, and I want you to tell me if they mentioned the birth of Seth first, before, or after.
Well, even if, but listen, at the end of the day,
listen. We can also see demonstrations of this.
Let me go.
So, for one, the first thing to note is that the fruit is a metaphor for an action. They did not actually eat anything. This is metaphor. Genesis is Genesis is the hardest book in the Bible to understand due to the amount of metaphors that you have to learn. The fruit is not an actual fruit. The serpent is not an actual serpent. The serpent is a description of a person who acts like a snake. We use this description in today's time. You have to be able to understand the metaphor that is trying to get to you.
No, obviously, like a lot of parables in there. Like, I know these metaphors.
Okay. So let's go to it.
But my point is this, though, right? Regardless of like you saying, like, you know, there was no like actual like in the Bible saying, oh, Cain had multiple. The whole purpose of Cain. The whole purpose of Adam being with Eve is to go into the world and multiply, right? Like the whole purpose was to multiply. So like you saying that they did that, but at the end of the day, it's like they actually had a bunch of like kids.
Okay.
You know,
wait. Let's go into the. We're gonna go into the Hebrew. I'm gonna read this in the Hebrew and in the English to make sure that we're not.
You debate about
messing up anything. Okay, so this is Genesis 1 and 24. And God said, "Let the earth bring forth the living creature after his kind." So what is the living creature? What does that mean? In Genesis 1 and 24 it says, and God said, "Let the earth bring forth the living creature after his kind." What is the living creature?
Man.
Okay, but you said Adam was the first person created.
Because he was like you said the first living creature. Like what is that? Like
what day was Adam made on?
Like the last day.
The sixth day, right?
Okay. No.
Okay.
It wasn't the last day. It wasn't the sixth. It was the last day.
But this is saying that people were made on the fifth day. This is Genesis 1 and 24. And God said, "Let the earth bring forth the living creature after his kind, cattle and creepy thing and beasts of the earth after his kind." And it was so. Now, if you go into the Hebrew and you look at the definition of creature, you're gonna discover something that you weren't thinking about previously.
Listen. So, I don't know what Bible you're looking at, because I'm looking right now. It says,
let's go to blueletterbible.org and look at the Hebrew.
Oh, okay, but I'm looking at King James Version. It says, "God on the sixth day of creation created all living creatures in his own image, man, both male and female." Goddamn, blessed.
What chapter and verse is that? What chapter and verse is that?
No, I'm not looking at the chapter. I'm just looking at like it says. It says it right here. Hold on, give me a second.
Okay, so just go to the chapter, verse, cite it, and then read it.
All right, let me hold on. Give me a second. Because I gotta actually put the source right here. Because like he made man on the sixth day. You feel me? And then the seventh day was the day of rest. That was like the Sabbath day, right? I don't know how you said that, a Sabbath day. It's a Sabbath. That was the day where he rested. After he made man, he said, "Man, go into the world and multiply." That was it. Like you're not gonna tell me that he made people. Oh, the matter of fact,
okay, I just read the book to you. Genesis 1 and 24. You can go read it for yourself. I mean, if you don't believe me, but you can believe the book.
I beat Debbie.
So it says Genesis
1
and 24.
So Genesis 1:24, right?
Yeah.
I'm ready this out right now. Genesis 1:24. Saying, God said, "Let the land produce living creatures according to their kinds, that lives." Okay, then you see what I'm saying? Like,
okay, and above that, what day are we on?
I just got this little. It says.
How? I
Thanks for the follow,
like 4
Panda.
times. Above that, what day are we on?
I'm looking at it right now. It says the land. It said, "Let the land produce living creatures according to their kinds, the livestock, the creatures that move along the ground, and the wild animals, each according to his kind." And it was so. That's it.
So wait. This man's too busy trying to talk over me instead of listening to the point I made. Are you looking at this in the Hebrew? Or are you reading it from English understanding? Do you know that the definitions of these words are not as they appear in English in your mind? You have to look at the Hebrew. That is the book was not written in English. So you have to be able to know that the Hebrew means something different.
Because you said Hebrew right now, so I typed up Genesis 1:24 Hebrew text like explanation. It says, I'm looking at the word. It says, and said God, let bring forth the earth, the creature living according to
You're
his
not
kind.
looking at the definition of the Hebrew word. You're looking at the interpretation of it in English. Look at the definition of the Hebrew word. I'm telling it to you right now. It's nepes, or how let me see how to pronounce it.
Big booty, my shit.
How do I pronounce this? Nefesh.
Just sweet me.
Nefesh. Let's see what nefesh means. Nefesh. Soul, self, life, creature, person. That's the definition of this word.
Bro, I'm getting beat up in the first 2 minutes.
And in the Hebrew portion, and when the Bible is using this word in Hebrew, they are referring to people. Wait, let me go back.
Damn, I did not mean to do that.
First creation, mankind was created on the 6th day, but after God rested, he saw that there was no man. He came down.
Hit me with that Jax.
Fierce and unrelenting bars.
It'll take me a few hours to beat this level.
They ain't ready for that, Dave.
I'm back here. Yeah, my phone died. What was you saying though, Cam? I'm sorry about that. That was my fault. And now, but look though, I'm still looking. I'm looking on the.
Okay, so the idea is this.
Now, hold on. Gangy, hold on. It says.
How you gonna ask me a question then tell me to hold on?
Nah, cause you told me to read out on Hebrew, bro. I'm looking at the Hebrew.
I said to look at the Hebrew word and the definition of that word.
So what word am I looking at right now? Livestock? Like,
it's easier to do this if you're using blueletterbible.org.
Bro,
they have the Hebrew.
I'm looking.
They have the Hebrew on there with the English, so you can compare.
But I am on. Oh, hold on. This says. Hold on. Wait a second. This says Bible Hub, and it's literally in Hebrew. But I'm looking at like some Chinese letters, and this is literally Hebrew.
Blueletterbible.org. I just told you what to go to.
Okay, so I gotta go through your website. Okay, hold on. Give me a second.
This is an official website.
Nah, bro. I got you. You said blue what? Blue Bible.
Blueletterbible.org.
Blueletterbible.org. Okay, hold on. Because I mean, if it's like the same interpretation, why is you can't tell me.
I'm still going on about this shit.
It's about the resources they have that you can use. When you click on the verse, they have the direct Hebrew next to it, and then they have a list of words that you can click on from. They have a list of words. They have a list of the verse separated by each word, and then you can click on that word and look at it in the Hebrew and see the definition. Does that make sense?
Hold on, I'm looking now right now. Hold on, Genesis. Let's see.
Damn, that's tough.
So it says. Oh, I didn't type it properly. What the fuck? And it says 124. All right, let's see what this says. It says. Am I not spelling Genesis properly, bro?
Watch this.
It says it's saying there are no concordance for Genesis 124. Like it's not coming up for some reason.
I'm joining.
We don't have to use that. We can use this. Genesis 3:1. It says, "Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord God had made. And he said unto the woman, hath God said, ye shall not eat of every fruit." Now, do snakes talk, or is this talking about a person?
It's talking about the devil. That's literally Satan. That's literally the devil.
Where does it say that this is Satan?
Bro, it literally said that the serpent was an interpretation of the devil coming to like, bro, like you do know at that time, right?
Okay,
like,
okay, watch this.
Go ahead.
If this is true, then you have to be able to demonstrate in the Bible that Satan is cursed to go on his belly forever. There is no correlation between the curse of the serpent and Satan.
So you saying right now the serpent was like, bro, the serpent is literally the devil. Like it was literally, bro. Okay, listen, bro. Like,
Okay,
the interpretation
I'm gonna have to hit you with the most legendary line ever. Book, chapter, verse. If you could tell me book, chapter, verse, and it demonstrates that,
I look, bro. Before we even go into that, you know, I just looked on your blue Bible, blueletterbible.org, and it says right here in quotation, and God said, "Let the earth bring forth the living creature."
Did you click on it? Click on it.
I'm looking at it. Right. I'm clicking on it.
Do you see where it says tools?
Where it says what?
It should say tools.
Yeah, it says tools. Yeah.
Okay, and it should pull up a list of words.
I see words right here. It says Masoretic test.
Click on the one that says creature.
Okay, like I clicked on it. It says English, the creature, language Hebrew, code NCBSA. Is what it says right here.
What's the code?
So, okay, I clicked the code. It says word, speech, noun, type, gender. Wait, gender, both, singulars, absolute. Like, what does this mean though? Like, I don't understand. Like, what is this?
I don't know where you're at, but I'm looking at it.
But but you want me to screenshot? It literally says the creature, okay, and it says language Hebrew, and I see a code. So what's the code on your screen right now? NCBSA, right? If it's
does it say Strong's?
Strong's?
Do you see a word that says strong?
Wow. That's insane.
Hold on, bro. I don't know what type of word we talking about. Hold on, give me a second. Let me look at this. After its kind, cattle.
Yeah, that shit was high as fuck.
The creeping thing. I'm looking at the English definition.
Just pull up to the. I'm just gonna show you on my phone.
Yeah, because I don't understand like what I'm looking at right here, bro. You know, it's not really explaining nothing.
This is where you study the Bible scholastically. You understand it?
Because, bro, it literally says livestock, and from my interpretation of livestock, that means animals, my guy. You know, like what are we saying here, bro? It's animals, bro. Like,
so you're telling me? Wait. So you're telling me that you, as an English speaker, are qualified to understand the Bible?
You said it again? Sorry, this thing I didn't hear what you said again.
You as an English speaker are qualified to understand the Bible in its entirety.
Okay. You trying to hit me with some?
I'm not trying to insult you. I'm just trying to ask you a question.
Listen. The question you're asking me right now doesn't correlate to my question.
Yes, it will.
My point is livestock.
Watch. This will tell me how much you know about Hebrew translation.
Bro, the Hebrew first of all, I don't even need.
The Bible says, "Thou shalt not kill."
Okay.
In the same chapter, the Israelites have to go kill somebody. Is that a contradiction?
Yes.
I don't understand. Like, I mean, yeah, it is a contradiction if we being.
No, it's not a contradiction. You want to know why? Because you don't know the Hebrew word. The Hebrew word is not kill. Wait. The Hebrew word is not kill. This is why it's important to study the Hebrew.
So what's the Hebrew word then?
The Hebrew word is murder, an unjust killing. Thou shalt not murder. That's the Hebrew word. But the English translation says kill. This can draw contradictions in the Bible that are unnecessary and can confuse the reader. This is why it's important. It is important.
Hold on, guys. Like I feel like you trying to be too technical with like certain words. Like,
you telling me that
guys.
You know what? We're not gonna talk about it then.
Wait. If I said I killed somebody and I murdered somebody, what's the difference from the correlation?
What's the difference? Murder means you killed them for no reason. It's an unjust kill. Look up the definition of murder.
Then, bro, Jesus, like there's no way we're comparing.
Let me ask you this.
It's the same. It literally means.
Oh my God!
This is the difference.
I'm finna look it up. I can't believe I have to explain this.
No.
Isn't murdering someone if you punish them by death for what they did? Is that called murder?
Nah. You gotta look up killing and murdering.
I know the definition. I'm not the
bro.
one who doesn't know it.
All right, I'm finna look it up right now. I got you.
Go ahead, look it up.
I'm gonna look up killing meaning. It's an act of causing death, especially deliberately. So basically, you're causing death, and I'm gonna look up murdering. Okay, so we're using
murder is a specific type of kill. Of course,
it says.
Oh my god, I can't believe what I'm hearing right now.
Listen, it says murdering says to kill someone unlawfully and with premeditation. It's
exactly.
So if I'm caught, listen, mind you, I looked up killing, right? It says deliberately. So what's the difference between premeditation, right, and deliberately killing somebody? It's the same shit. Like, what are you trying to say, bro?
According to let me explain it before you ask me another question within 30 seconds of my explanation.
All right, go ahead.
If I have sex with your wife, according to the Bible, that is a sin punishable by death. But some people think it's a contradiction because I am getting killed for my actions. The Hebrew word is not kill, it's murder. I have done something to deserve death. Murder means that I have been killed without having been done something to deserve death. That is the difference between murder and then killing somebody for what they deserve. Does that make sense?
You see,
that is why it's important. That is why it is important to know the Hebrew word in comparison to the English.
Cam, listen, bro.
It's not written in English. What do you mean? I'm being too technical.
It's not about. We're not talking about like the. We're talking about the word murder now.
Too technical,
bro. The word murder. Listen, like the word murder. Like I'm looking at it on the English dictionary.
If you can't understand the difference between murder, if you can't understand the difference between murder and killing and a justified kill.
Bro, first of all, murder can be used in different connotations. I can be like,
no, it cannot.
I'm finna listen. Wait, I can be like, yo, I'm finna murder this nigga if he doesn't bring my money to it.
That's
I'm gonna punish you. Wait, murdering can be sometimes sensed as like an act of punishing somebody. Like I don't know if you understand that. Like you
murder means the word murder. That's not what the definition is. Murder.
I'm looking at it on Google right now. It literally says informal, to punish or severely be angry with somebody for a specific reason. You know what I mean?
Oh my god.
The actual definition for murder is to kill someone unlawfully or with premeditation. That's what that means. You feel me? Like, bro, it's literally saying the exact same thing you're saying, but with different connotation. Like,
no, it's not a different connotation. Definitions of words exist for a reason. There's a such thing as a justified kill and an unjustified kill. An unjustified kill is called murder. You cannot kill someone without justification. That's what the Hebrew says. It doesn't say that in the English. It just uses the word kill, which causes people to have contradictions in the Bible.
How the fuck does this nigga still got a bar?
That is important.
Oh my god. Okay, so what's the? So if I said I'm taking a life, right? If I said I'm taking the life of someone, like that's a vague statement, right? So it's like me saying I'm taking the life of someone, right? Like, no, you're gonna ask me what reason I'm doing this for. I've killed somebody, right? Isn't that like let's use layman terms right now, because I feel like you keep talking about Hebrew definition. We understand that. The Hebrew definition has to be understood. No, wait, no. Because like you making it seem like I don't. Bro, I heard what you're saying. Listen, the Hebrew definition.
So if I tell you, let's say I come back from war, right? And I tell you I murdered someone. Or I come back from war and I tell you I killed someone. The idea is different because the definitions are different. If I come back from war and I tell you I murdered someone, I just told you that I killed someone for no reason. No reason whatsoever. But if I come back from war and I tell you I killed somebody, you don't know why. You don't know if there is or isn't a reason. I can't believe
we're having a conversation over the right word. Jesus Christ, I don't understand this.
Bro, this is why. Okay. If you're not gonna care about the definition, then don't study the Bible. That's just how it is. You have to know the definition of these words.
Okay, Cam. Okay, you're right, Cam. So how does this correlate to the fact that it said livestock? Like
It does not say livestock.
It says
living creature.
Okay, so living creature can be anything though, gang.
That's not what the Hebrew definition says it is. When I look at the Hebrew definition, it says soul, person.
Turn your like what's it called, like your phone on so I can see like what you're saying, because I don't see this on my end. You know what I mean? This stuff you're saying right now, like I really want to understand your point of view, but like at the end of the day, I don't see this point of view on my screen.
This is the Hebrew word nefesh. That's how it's pronounced. Feminine noun. KJV translates Strong's H5315 in the following manner: soul, life, person, mind, heart, creature, body, himself, yourselves, man, themselves. It's talking about a person. That is what the definition says.
No.
So you think I'm lying? You think I'm lying?
Because I'm looking. Wait, hold on. Where's this nefesh you're talking about? Hold on.
That's the English word. That is the Hebrew word for the English word creature in the Bible. Nefesh.
I'm trying to find this right now. Hold up. Because you're not like I get what you're trying to say, but you're not like really. Because I'm looking at it, I don't see where it says nefesh on my screen. You feel me? Like it says you say 124, right? So I'm looking at it right now. It says living creature. Okay, let me look at this creature I think you're talking about. Right here. Hold up. I don't see nefesh on my screen, bro. Like am I looking at something different here, bro? Like, cause I'm looking at the tools and shit. I clicked on it. It says language Hebrew, right? And then it says the English version is the creature. Okay. But now I'm looking at this now. All right, let me see.
I'm so fucking tired.
What? Just read this. This is the word.
Yo, Bear, man, I'm about to watch YouTube for a minute, man.
Backwards and put it here for you.
So fucking tired.
Genesis 1:24.
Okay, so you clicked on it.
List of words. Go down. Creature. Click it. I clicked on the wrong thing. Click on the other side of it where it has this code next to it. Click that. Then you go up to this little menu. Click the code again. Then you come to this screen, a list of definitions that they use this word for.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Life,
okay, I see.
Mind, heart, creature, soul, self, life. Come on. I'm lying to you. Why would I have to lie to you?
No, but let me see that screen one more time.
To max out.
Actually, let me say this one more time. It says, okay. Hold on. Okay, properly birthing creature of animal. Okay, so it says strong definitions. Properly a breathing creature, animal of actually vitality, used to very widely in the literal sense. You know, beast, body, birth, creature, deadly. Like I see what you're saying, soul, but like, how does this prove it's human though? You know what I mean? Like you can see how many times it's used. Soul, 475 times. Life, 117 times. Person, 29 times. Like you can see all of it. Okay, yeah, I see it. Desire 4 times, man 8 times.
Does it say animal?
Soul, but look though, you making it seem like the word soul justifies the fact there were human, that there were all the like people before Adam. It doesn't change anything. Because like you saying soul, are you saying soul now basically correlates to them being like more people existing before Adam? Is that what you're saying? Because I'm looking at it, it's like the Lord God formed man from the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostril. And bro, like this, like bro, the word soul is not just coming from Genesis 1:24. It's coming from the whole of Genesis. You feel what I'm saying? Like you using it as if like the word soul is only used in the creation of like men and animals. Nah, bro. Like bro, like I just clicked the word souls right now. It says it was used 407 times.
This is why you need to be able to study the Bible, because you think that Cain committed incest when the Bible says that he moved away from the land of his family.
If you literally look up,
no. He moved away from the land of his family and found a woman in another land.
He married his sister, bro. Just
what does it say? What does it say?
It says that in. Okay, this nigga is literally you trolling right now. It literally says, bro. Bro, his sister. Hold on, his sister. He literally married his sister, bro. Mind you. Bro, just look up who did Cain marry in the Bible. It literally says that. I'm sure I read that before. It says he married his sister.
Information. I don't need to get a second opinion,
bro.
I can just read the book.
It says, bro, Cain married Awan. Awan. I don't know how you pronounce that. Awan, who bore their first son, the first Enoch. That was the first descendant of Adam. Like, what are you saying, bro? Like, you making it seem like, bro, at that time, bro, at that time, a bunch of sins were not seen as bad. Mind you, right? After, listen, I'm having a voice crack. After, what's it called? After the motherfucking, what's that shit called again? After the flood that wiped out the humanity back in the day, I'm sure Noah had sex with his own daughters, bro. What are you saying? What is like?
How can you say that, bro? This is you.
Because it literally happened.
No. This is you assuming what's happening. You have to deal with what the book says. You can't add to the book. You already know that you can't add to the book because the book says not to add to it.
Why would I add to a book that already explains everything?
Okay, yeah. Let me just go around and tell a bunch of people you had sex with your sister, just because I'm not sure what you did.
Don't you understand, gang? Back in the ancient times, certain sins were not seen as like taboos back in the day.
Listen. You're arguing with me about something that is not in the book. We're talking about the book. You're trying to base your understanding on what someone else told you about the book. That's not what the book says. The book would say it was his sister. You want to know how I know the book would say it was his sister? Because it says in like the same exact book of Genesis that a man marries his sister. You're not gonna sit here and act like they're just gonna leave that out.
It literally says.
It says an important man in the Bible in Genesis married his sister. So you're not gonna sit here and say Cain married his sister.
Listen. It says Genesis 4:17 states, after he had killed Abel, Cain knew his wife, and she conceived and bore Enoch. Right? In an effort to explain where Cain and Abel acquired wives, some traditional sources stated that each child of Adam and Eve were born with a twin who became their mate. But then again, at the same time,
what? Where does it say that in the book?
No, but I'm saying like, I'm saying traditional sources stated that. I'm not saying it happened in the Bible. I'm saying like people came to that like ideology, right? But my point is this though, right? Adam and Eve had multiple kids. It literally said, go to the world. No, listen. I'm pretty sure God said, go to the world and multiply. What does that mean?
Let me ask you this. Many kids who was their third child?
I mean,
it was Seth. Let's pay attention to the numbers. Their third child is Seth. Cain was married before he was born.
That's cap. Cain wasn't okay, bro. Like,
read it.
Cain got married.
No, read it.
After he killed Abel, he conceived a son.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to prove this to him.
Nah, bro, I'm trying to tell you, bro. Incest was a thing back in the day. Believe it or not, it was.
People was not.
Bro, why even bro? You do know they have certain places where incest is okay, right? Like you do
that
know
doesn't justify. The Bible has never said incest is okay.
Nah, bro. In the first, that's what I'm saying. Because in the first few translations of the Bible, like from Genesis to like the first few books of the Bible, didn't really say a lot about incest. What are you saying, bro? Like even I'm pretty sure if you go through the whole of it, there's not one chapter that specifies about do not have sex with your sibling. It never stated that.
Okay, so you telling me? So you're saying that because it's not said, it's justifiable?
Exactly, because it wasn't considered a sin back in the times. That's my point. Back in the ancient times, having sexual intercourse with your sibling was
all
not a
of this
sin.
is based upon the idea that you think that Cain had sex with his sister.
Bruh,
and the book doesn't say
the
that.
Lord, listen,
the book says
okay, wait.
he left his land.
He definitely left his land and still conceived.
Not they left. The book says he left his land. Him.
All right, look. So I'm gonna ask you a question, right? Do you you believe in the 10 Commandments, right?
I believe in all 613 commandments.
Okay, cool. That's fine. Okay, I didn't even know they had that many commandments. That's
Because
fine.
so now I know you're not.
Nah, but
Come on,
listen,
bro.
I'm going off what we saw. I don't know about the other commandments. I'm going
You
off
know
strictly.
about the other commandments.
I'm going off strictly Genesis, the book of Genesis. I'm not talking about I'm talking about the book of Genesis. It says 10 commandments, right? Now, these 10 commandments that were in the book of Genesis, where exactly did it say, "Thou shalt not have sex with your sibling"?
I'm looking for something. I'm not about to argue that.
Because it doesn't state that.
I never said it does, but it never. Okay, just like it doesn't say that, it also does not say that he's had sex with his sister.
But he literally married his sister, my nigga.
Where does it say that she was his sister? Why are you assuming that?
It's common, bro. It's logic, gang. It's logic. It's logic.
It's not logic. That's a misunderstanding.
Okay, bro. I don't know what to tell this story. I don't know. Yeah, listen, I'm gonna tell you this though. I'm looking up one more time.
So Cam might have lost this debate while we're really fighting for instance right now. That's a hell of
because he's trying to say something that's not there to justify his understanding of the text. I'm trying to tell him that I'm
finna justify this right now. I'm finna look up descendants of Adam because I'm sure it was in the Bible. Like, mind you, he's going off listen, I'm going off strictly off the book of Genesis, right?
You're not. You're adding stuff. You're saying it was his sister.
Yes,
the book doesn't say it was his sister.
Bro, listen. It's like I said, it's common sense. The first people on the planet. Okay, let me use the word planet because the Bible never said them on the planet. But the first people to exist at that time were Adam and Eve, right? They had multiple. Like I said earlier, they had multiple descendants. Men, women, kids, they had a bunch of people going on in their family line and shit. Now you telling me after he killed Abel, he got cast out of the garden, but that's fine. He got cast out of the garden. That's fine. He married somebody for sure who was technically his sister because nobody existed at that time. It's common sense. Like you telling me, oh, this was never said in the Bible, doesn't mean it's not true though. You feel me? Because if we're using your logic, that means people existed before that. But you can't even prove that.
I can't prove that.
Nah, you're proving
I literally showed you. I literally showed you in Genesis 1 and 24 where it says that God created. How is that not proven?
Because you telling me souls and like livestock. That's not like, bro. That's a very vague proof. It's not pinpointing the fact that it said God made this person so like at this time. Nah, it didn't say that. You going off like Hebrew text and nah, bro. Like I can't take right now, bro. I need facts for you to tell me that this happened, bro. We both know from the Bible. It literally said he got cast out of the Garden of Eden to go wander.
Okay,
like
this is how I know you don't understand. You're ranting. You're ranting. You're not making points. Let me tell you something. This will help you understand. What is the fruit? If you don't know what the fruit is, then there's no point in me even.
But the fruit is basically knowledge, bro. That's it. It's knowledge.
Okay, knowledge of what?
Of good and evil. What do you say? It's literally knowledge of good and evil.
Knowledge of good and evil from where?
Oh my God, bro. This nigga, why you asking me questions that you know the answers?
Why does the Bible call it a tree? Hold on. Why does the Bible call it a tree?
What? Why does it? What you mean? Why does it collect? Bro, we're not talking about.
No. Why does the Bible call? Because you don't understand the damn metaphor. Why does the Bible call it a tree?
But you should be asking me, what does the fruit signify? Don't ask me about the tree holds no value, my nigga.
Okay. So what does the fruit signify? What does the fruit signify?
Exactly. The fruit signifies the knowledge of good and evil. When he made man naive to like sin. Basically, man had no knowledge of sin, of like, oh, this is bad. Oh, I can kill this person and get away with it. Like, man had no knowledge of like fucked up things like that. That's why I told you, like, incest wasn't like a sin as a sin back in the day, because like man had no knowledge of that. Even mind you, even when Cain got cast out of the Garden of Eden, Adam and Eve were still in the Garden of Eden. So like your point holds no like you giving me a point that doesn't really like it's not stated.
You're not doing anything but talking over me, and you got everybody thinking that you're making points. Every time I try to talk, you have a million things to say, so I'm just let you get it all out.
So okay, all right, bro. So my fault, damn, bro. Go ahead and explain to me why the fruit just signifies good, bro. Like I said earlier, man was made in the image of God. God is he's pure. You feel me? Like the symbol, like the significance of Jesus, God, and like the Trinity is being pure. Man was made being pure. That's it. That fruit, I get it's a metaphor. The fruit was significance of like people having the knowledge of sin. That's it. Adam and Eve didn't have that knowledge, so they ate the fruit. That's the problem. And that was way after Cain murdered Abel. So like everything correlates. Like, what are you saying? Like Cain killed Abel way before they even ate the fruit. You know what I mean? Because after they ate the fruit, they got cast out. That was it. So if we go on timeline by timeline, that means Abel died, and then after Cain got cast out, that's when they ate the fruit. Which even like I don't know if like that makes sense. Like you understand what I'm saying? Like that like the timeline already adds up itself. Like, so you telling me that bro, like this happened back? Nah, bro, it doesn't make any sense. I'm pretty sure Cain had kids before he got cast out, but the Bible didn't specify that because it didn't hold.
Okay. I don't understand how you can say in one point that the Bible doesn't specify something, and then in the next point assume that the Bible says something that it doesn't specify.
Bro, like, okay, I'm going this off the point that you saying Cain didn't marry his sister. Cain definitely married his sister for sure. Like, there's no arguing that. Cain for sure married his sister. Like I told you earlier, for sure he did. Like they had multiple kids. The only recorded ones that played a role in the book of creation were Cain, Abel, and Seth. Those were the main names. Doesn't mean that they have other kids. You know what I mean? The Bible didn't it literally said they had a bunch of kids, but those were the main ones that had a role in the creation. That's it. Like you telling me, bro? I'm sure Cain had kids, bro. Abel had kids too, but no one talked about it. If you look up descendants of Abel literally has a descendant. So I'm sure he had kids before he died. Like, bro, you acting like they died when they didn't die when they were kids. They died like at a grown age. They were like. And they're like, they were men when they died. You know what I mean? Like Abel died as a man. He didn't die as a teenager. He was already like a grown ass man when he died. You feel me? So like I don't understand. Like, bro, like they had kids. The Bible didn't specify that, but they have descendants. If I have a descendant, that means that's my lineage, right? That's my DNA. Like my kids, pretty much. Like, it's my kids. When it says descendant of Adam, they bring up Abel, Cain, and Seth. That's it. So if I'm saying these are my descendants, but that means this is this is my lineage, my nigga. Like, it's that simple. Like, it makes perfect sense. I don't understand. Like, what you find hard to understand, bro? Like, Cain for sure fucked his like sister. That sounds crazy, but bro, that's literally what happened, bro. If you believe the Bible, that's what happened. Nothing else. That's literally what happened. It wasn't seen as a sin because God didn't see it as like, bro. There's a lot of things that were happening back in the day. I'm sure that, but these niggas were naked the whole time. What are you saying? They were naked. But if we're using your logic, I'm pretty sure it says in the Bible, thou shalt not like seeing the nakedness of another woman of another man's woman is a sin. But bro, like they literally were naked the whole time. Like if we're using that logic, so Abel and his brothers and sisters, they were literally walking around naked the whole time. with their parents right now. Because like if we're using that logic, that's already a sin. But like I said earlier, in the Garden of Eden, it was pure. So like everything that was considered sin was not there at that time. So having like intercourse with your sister wasn't considered like a viable sin for you to like be like die or something. Like it wasn't really a viable sin. So after they ate the fruit of good and bad, that's it. It's common like correlation. I don't understand like where this comes like, bro. You know, like I feel like I'm making sense right now, bro. You know what I mean? Like I made perfect sense right now. You know what I mean? Word. That's all it is. Like, you know. Because I'm looking at it right now, bro. It literally says, like, I'm not saying, like, it wasn't in the Bible. Like, yeah, like, the Bible didn't specifically say, oh, like, Cain married. Like, yeah, no, but, bro, if you trying to correlate it, like, the time specification for sure adds up. You know what I mean? Everything adds up. Like, yeah, this shit quiet as hell. Like, I'm trying to tell you, like, this ain't, you know?
Well, good, Jay-Z. I'm just playing because nobody was in the cough.
I'm trying to tell you, bro. Bro, where's Cam at, bro? Bro, I'm trying to tell you, like, bro, like, I looked at it. It said Adam and Eve had over 33 sons and 33 daughters, bro. Like, bro, and you think they weren't fucking? Come on, gangy. Stop, bro. I'm trying to tell you, but that was happening back in the day, but it wasn't considered sin. You feel me? Like, bro, like, there was no sin back in the Garden of Eden, bro. Like, I feel like that's what people don't understand. Back in the Garden of Eden, everyone was pure. That's why when Cain killed Abel, he got cast out because he wasn't pure no more. And mind you, he did that without even eating the fruit of good and bad. After that, that's when Eve fed my man's Adam the goddamn fruit and fucked him up. You feel me? And then they got cursed and got cast out the garden to go work for their, like, bro, like, you know, everything is already proven, well, not proven, but like it's already stated in the book. If you actually read the Bible, you know what I mean? Like, it's all in there. Like, I'm not just saying shit. Like, it's literally everything is in there. You know? Like, that's it. I don't know where Cam went, but that's it. Like, if we being real, that happened. You know? He says,
since you know so much about the Bible, then it means you must know what Hebrew scholars say about it. Do you know what Hebrew scholars say about it? They're disagreeing with everything that you're saying. Hebrew scholars have already, for the most part, determined that the Bible is not saying that Adam and Eve are the first people. That is your understanding based off the English translation that came thousands of years after the Hebrew translation. This is how this is the collective idea that your mind is creating based on your knowledge of the English language. That is not how Hebrew works. Just because it's translated doesn't mean that it's maintaining the same idea perfectly. You have to be able to understand both the Hebrew and the English in comparison. And also, just because in some instances the Bible is talking about Adam, in other instances he's talking about Adam as a people, but that's a different, that's a scholarship, that's a scholarly level of Bible study that I don't think that you have gotten to yet. Because you don't know you don't know the culture of the Israelites. You don't know what they're talking about and how they use words. I study that. That's what I like to do. That's why my understanding is different from yours, because I've read it a million times over more than you. I used to think exactly what you think until I learned what I know now. That's what everyone thinks when they graze over the Bible for the first time. Adam is the first person. Adam and Eve. Incest, this and that. That's not the story that the Bible is trying to support in the Hebrew. That's all I want you to know, and I want you to study it more because I think it's a good thing that you like it. I want you to study it in the Hebrew though, and find out the real definitions of words, because this is important. You wouldn't believe the amount of difference it is from the way that people read the Bible without the Hebrew and the way that people read the Bible with the Hebrew, with the context, with the culture, and understanding what they're talking about. That's what I'm doing. You're telling me that I'm crazy because I think this and that. I'm telling you what Hebrew scholars have also determined. What people who have PhDs in Israelite history are saying, and I'm supposed to listen to you. No offense, but I'm supposed to listen to you and what you say. When the person with the PhD is telling me,
bro, what's the difference?
What's
the difference with a guy in the PhD and a guy on the internet?
The difference is you thought that there were only 10 commandments and there's 613, and you admitted that you didn't know that there were 613.
Listen. Like it's a lot of different do's and don'ts. No, listen.
A PhD
bro, listen. Like me saying
who studies it will know that there is 613 commandments. We can apply this to any subject.
Listen. You bringing up like the do's and don'ts in the Bible, bro. Like nigga, like I said, there's no story. There's no story in the Bible you're gonna tell me right now that I don't know about. Like like I said, listen, at the end of the day.
Okay,
go ahead.
You're gonna tell me that you understand the hardest book in the Bible to understand when you didn't even know that there's 613 commandments, and that's in the second book of the Bible.
But that's what I'm saying. Listen, 613 commandments holds no value in the conversation. That's why I said nobody cares about that right now, Cam.
How do you not know that?
Nah, it's not about me not knowing that. You making it seem like wait. You making it seem like God said, "Oh, Moses, I'm gonna give you 613 commandments for you to share with the Israelites." He never said that.
Yes, he did.
Like no, he didn't. Bro.
Every commandment that he gave them.
Nah, hold on.
God.
Listen, in the book of Deuteronomy.
Do you want me to read them to you?
Nah, bro, no, listen. You know, bro, I feel like this guy things I don't know about. Listen, bro, it's a lot of do's and don'ts. If you're going off the do's and don'ts in the Bible, those are not commandments, my boy.
They're not commandments. So
no, it's not. Like it says,
"Thou shalt." You're telling me it's not a commandment?
You said, say it again.
If it says "Thou shalt not," you're telling me that that's not a commandment. That's what you're telling me.
Was that officially the 10 Commandments? Yes or no?
Do you know why they call them the 10 Commandments?
Tell me why.
Pay your respects.
He don't even know why.
No, but because if I give you my answer right now, you're gonna tell me, boy, that answer makes no sense.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna give you my answer. The reason why it's called the 10 Commandments is because like I said, when the people of like I remember when Moses was guiding people out of Egypt, you know, he said, "Yo, look, my people are having a hard time believing or like following my rules and shit. So how about this? I'm gonna give you 10 commandments to give the people to follow." You know it? Like, I don't know if you understand the 10 commandments for people to follow for this period of time. Now, after that shit, they had a bunch of other do's and don'ts. Don't eat pig, don't eat that. Like, I understand that. Like, you're not those I don't know about.
Commandments. They begin just like the other commandments, the ones that you're mentioning. Thou shalt not. After that, they have a bunch more thou shalt nots in the Bible. Those are more commandments that they have to follow.
Bro, Jesus Christ. Bro, was that in the official 10 commandments, though, Cam?
Why do you say official 10 commandments? What is so
bro, why wouldn't I say that, bro? Are you serious? That was the first commandments he gave in the Bible. What are you saying?
First 10 that came shortly before the rest. Shortly before the rest. What are you talking? They're all equally as important. What are you talking about?
Listen. If I go in the Bible right now, right? Listen, before I get to this 613 commandments, the first 10 like basic commandments man shall follow are the 10 commandments. True or false? I'm not gonna see this extra thou shalt not. Wait, like I want you to get my logic, right? This extra thou shalt not, thou shalt this, those are like after the 10 commandments. So you can't sit here and tell me those are like part of the commandments where man should actually follow. The main commandments are the ones he gave y'all. He said, "Thou shalt not believe in any other God except me. Thou shalt not kill people. Thou shalt not covet or take people's belongings." Like he gave you the basic commandments men shall live by. You giving me like minor commandments, like bro, that shit holds no weight.
Yo,
right
Dave Tuna, appreciate the resub, man. Thank you.
What are you talking about?
This shit holds no weight right now.
Wait. So let me ask you this: if you can get punished by death, is it a minor commandment?
Oh my God, bro! You know what I mean when I say minor commandment.
You said minor commandment as if they're not important. If punishment for breaking it is death, it's not. It's important. They're all equally as important. I don't know why you're trying to say the 10, nigga. There's 613. They all need
It doesn't matter though, bro. We're not talking about the 600. We're talking about the 10 basic commandments, bro.
Oh
You bringing up?
God.
But you talking about, bro? Like it's a lot of different.
No, you don't study it, bro.
Nigga talking about some study, bro.
I'm getting it
Listen,
from.
I'm talking about
you
the
don't
10
you don't study
commandments
it.
from Genesis. You talking about some other shit from Leviticus? Like
The 10
Deuteronomy.
commandments are not in Genesis. They're in Exodus. You don't even know what the 10 commandments are.
Bro,
You
listen.
don't even know what book they're in. They're in Exodus.
No, but I'm tweaking. But you know what I mean, bro. Like this other commandments you're talking about right now are like in Leviticus, Deuteronomy, mostly in Deuteronomy, because that's where Numbers. He's giving commandments on like
more than 10 commandments in the Exodus.
Okay, bro.
What are you talking about?
I already said the main. Like I feel like this kind of, bro. I've said the 10 main commandments, but you giving me like extra shit to not shave your beard, bro. Like like to not shave your beard was part of the commandments, right? To not shave your fucking beard was in Leviticus.
Part of the 10 commandments, though. So why are you bringing that up?
But that's what I'm saying. The other commandments are irrelevant because we're talking about the 10 commandments.
They're irrelevant. So me having sex with your wife is irrelevant.
Bro, shaving your beard is irrelevant to me, nigga. People still shaving their beard. Bro, listen. If we go off your logic right now, listen. If we go off your logic, listen. To not shave your beard is literally a commandment.
Okay.
And we have no tattoo to your skin. No shit. That's also a commandment.
I can't take them. I don't get tattoos anymore.
But does it matter? You have it though, gang.
It doesn't matter. The point is you're supposed to stop doing it. You can't do nothing about what you did.
All right, bro.
The point is to stop doing it.
Each male must run on the Torah score, but it's different shit. Like, listen, after accept, bro, like this kind of, bro. My point is this, right? The 10 commandments are the main commandments. Every other thing after that is just like minor. Do not do this. Do not. That's like all after the 10 commandments. You feel me? That's what I'm saying.
The 10 commandments are the easiest ones to follow. Most people fuck up on the shit that's not 10. That's what they're paying for. The shit that's not in the 10. When you see people suffering, they doing shit that's not in the 10. They suffer from the other commandments that they're not following.
So you telling me to not shave your beard is like actually? Come on, bro.
No, I'm not telling you anything. On, you know, and I know that's what the book says.
Come on, bro.
That's what the book says. It ain't got anything to do with me.
I just told you, it's a lot of different commandments. To not eat pig. To not eat to not eat animals with like hooves. Like it's
that. I just remembered my favorite Bible verse for people who think that the other commandments don't matter. So. Let's go to it.
Right, go ahead, bro. Nah, Jay-Z's bottom lip, bro. It's everything he's saying right now. Listen, I know it's multiple. I didn't know it was 613, but I know it's multiple commandments in the Bible. I've read the Bible too, nigga. Like, I've read the Bible. You feel me? Maybe not the Hebrew Bible in quotation, but like I've read the Bible, nigga, the King James version. So like everything he's telling me, I already know about it. The point is, like he's bringing up like commandments. They're like not on the first 10 official. You feel me?
Listen, Matthew.
He's bringing up commandments.
Go ahead. He thinks that it matters if it's the first 10 or not. Let's see what Jesus said about it in Matthew.
Oh man, let's go.
Here it is. Jesus Christ right here telling you in plain sight. Matthew 5:17.
Oh my God, you bring Jesus.
Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. For verily I say unto you, keyword, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. There's your clarification, bro.
Bro, you saying that like okay, that's cool. Jesus came and tried to reform the law. He didn't come to change the law.
Okay, now look at you, man.
Wait, what do you say? Look at me, bro. Like we say
minor commandments. I'm telling you.
Hold on, wait.
I just read it to you.
If I remember, Jesus did say, if you get slapped on one cheek, turn the left cheek. Isn't that what he said? But now in the Asian, it says an eye for an eye. Isn't like am I missing something here? Because I know we read the same Bible, right? It says if you get slapped on the left cheek, you turn the right cheek. Because that's what's humane to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? But now, who the fuck is turning the left cheek after they get smacked?
For one,
you feel me? Nobody's following. Nigga,
that is a culture. That is a culture perspective that you're not understanding.
Okay.
There's a context and a reason that he's saying that. You're on the right track, but there's more context to it than what you're giving.
Okay, there's more context. Okay, what's the context, bro? Because apparently I'm missing something here. Because if I remember, it was an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth back in Isaiah. You know what I mean? Like the book of Isaiah, it was an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. If this happens, lay down the fucking law. And now Jesus comes in and he's like, okay, look, guys, you don't have to kill this nigga now. But guess what, though? We can still punish him. Just give him the.
Wait. You don't have to. You don't have to do that, but you are very well within your right to. He's just telling you to have mercy.
But that doesn't change anything, though, Cam.
You want y'all want proof? This man Jesus was about to watch a woman get stoned, and the only reason she did it is because the man stopped to ask him his opinion, and Jesus simply said, Let the man without sin cast the first stone. Basically saying that if those men were sinless, they would have been able to do whatever they want. Not whatever they want, but they would have been able to execute the punishment. But the only reason she didn't is because they stopped and asked him what he thought about it. She was really about to get executed. And even then, he said, let the man without sin cast the first stone. Therefore, implying that if those people were following the law as well, then they can execute it.
Okay. Can I make a point real quick? You're right. The woman was about to get. But like, you're right. Hold on. Hold on, Ken. Hold on. Like I said, you're right. I've read the Bible too. Like the woman, she did. She committed a sin. So her getting stoned. She was. Wait, hold on. You see, if that lady committed a sin back in the ancient times, back in the Old Testament, she would have got stoned to death regardless. You know what I mean? But now Jesus is here. Like, listen, Jesus being there plays a factor in the law. It doesn't change the law. It just makes the law less brutal than it was. Because the law back when God gave it was too brutal. That's it.
What do you mean it's too brutal?
Because it was an eye for everything. Everything you did was punished by death.
That's not true. For one, okay, the law, it was not brutal and the law was not hard to follow. The book said
you just said most of the 10 commandments were easy to follow, except that, like, you just said that yourself. You literally said,
I said that people are getting messed up on the commandments that are not in the 10. Because they're not following them.
It's not. Now it's kind of switched right now. You just changed the connotation to that. You know what I mean? But look.
That's what I said earlier.
My point is this, though, right?
Hard not to eat pork. Is it hard not to eat pork?
Listen.
No, like, is that hard?
Of course, some of the laws are hard. Like, who the fuck doesn't shave?
What law is hard?
Like, everyone shave. But that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying, though. All these commandments, they were back in the ancient times. Like, Jesus came here to prove to us, like, bro, like we're not, as long as, listen, even if you don't follow all the commandments and you have a pure heart, that's all that matters. Jesus' main role in the New Testament was like a saving grace. That's all. Wait, hold on.
Wait, you said
that was the point.
Let me ask you this: do you have a pure heart if you're sinning?
Okay. Yeah, so if we're using that logic, so if I save my bread, I sin.
Yeah, that's what it says.
So you telling me I'm the nicest motherfucker on planet Earth, but just because I shave my beard, I'm a sinner?
Okay, and let me tell you like this: what does
bro?
So what does the Bible say a pure heart is? Not your societal definition. The Bible says someone who follows the law. Your societal definition says.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why Jesus came to like.
Listen. Your societal definition says being a nice person. The Bible says following the law. So which one are you gonna choose? You gonna choose your societal definition, or are you gonna choose what the book says it is?
Yo, he's trying to manipulate the words and shit, bro. This man is a master manipulator, bro.
So okay.
Nah, you're a manipulator, gang. Listen. The point is,
manipulator for telling you that you should do what the book says to do.
But it's not about doing what the book says to do. A lot of commandments they were stated back in the ancient times, back in the Old Testament.
Okay.
Like Jesus came to reform those laws, like those commandments. He came, like his whole purpose.
It said Jesus came to reform the law. Let's read it again. Matthew 5:17. Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill
them. Okay.
Let's continue.
Okay. Continue.
I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law. Key phrase. Till pass from the law. Key phrase. Till all be fulfilled.
Okay.
Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so, he shall be called least in the kingdom of heaven. And then it goes on to say some more about it. But whoever, I'm just gonna read it. But whosoever shall do and teach them shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. That is what it says.
That's fine. So you love quoting the Bible. That same New Testament says it says this is John 1:17. It says, for the law was given through Moses. Then it says question mark. Oh, no question mark. I don't know what that's. It says, but grace, truth, and blessings come through Jesus Christ. What does that mean? It says, for the law was given through Moses.
Prove anything I just said.
Hold on. Mind you. It says, for the law was given through Moses. We're talking about the Old Testament right now. Like, we're talking about like the ancient laws from like the Old Testament. It was given through Moses. But now, grace, it says grace and truth came through Jesus Christ. And now, on Romans 6:14, it says, for sin we have no dominion over you, since you're not under law, but under grace. Can you please explain that text to me? Go to Romans 6:14. It says, for sin we have no dominion over you, since you're not under law, but under grace. And now on Galatians 3:15 it says,
oh my God.
But now faith has come to, we're no longer under a guardian, but under Christ.
Okay.
Can you please explain that?
Let me ask you a very key question. Who's the authoritarian in the New Testament?
What does that question mean? I don't understand.
You do realize that you do realize that the Bible has multiple authors and multiple authoritarians. So who is the authoritarian in the New Testament?
Like you mean like who wrote the most books, or like?
No, authoritarian means person in charge. Who is the authoritarian?
What you mean person in charge? Like who's in charge of the New Testament?
For one, I don't understand. Okay, before we move on, there's something you need to understand. Scholastically, the New Testament and the Old Testament does not exist. That is something that Roman Catholics created. That is not an actual part of the Bible. I don't know where people are getting this old and new shit from. It's one book. It's actually a collection of books.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Okay.
But you're not explaining. You see, like you trying to see, Cam. This is what I be talking about. You like a master manipulator, bro. Answer my question first. Can you please explain to me why it says hold on. It says, for the law was given through Moses, but Jesus Christ has come through to grace and truth for those who sin.
What did Christ say? See,
it doesn't matter though. Listen, it does not matter though. It's in the.
You said you're a Christian, right? You said you're a Christian. Right? If you're a Christian, you follow who?
We follow through Christ. Yeah, we follow like the. Of course.
Say, you're talking about John, and you mentioned Paul. The authoritarian is Christ, which means that what he says is first over Paul and John. What did Christ say? That is how you need to understand. God, that is how the book is written. Don't get mad at me. The book has an authoritarian. What does Christ say? What does Christ say? Don't get mad at me because I'm bringing it up. You said you follow him.
Bro, okay, one more time. Let's both read that Matthew 5:17 one more time. It says, "Do not think I have come to abolish the law or the prophets. I have not come to abolish, but to fulfill them." Now fulfilling them now is a very vague statement. You know what I mean? Like him saying I came to fulfill them does not mean I came to enforce the Lord.
What did he say after that? Before you try and put your interpretation on it, when did he say things would change? He said, "Till heaven and earth pass." That is your key phrase to the rest of what is he's about to say after that. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law. That is what the authoritarian said.
So do you believe like it's different types of laws, right? We have like civil laws, moral laws, like societal laws and shit like that.
Laws. You have dietary laws. You have
okay, cool. So we're on the same page. So he's saying, so you do know when he says fulfilling, we're not talking about like laws that change like if a man kills somebody or like if this happens. Because if we're using that same logic, the woman he saved from getting stoned, he basically just bypassed what he said.
Did he save her?
I mean,
did he save her? Don't don't try to play like a word game with it. Did he save her?
Okay, bro. Okay, you got me there. Okay.
That's all.
Alright, bro. Listen. By the end of the day, though, like you making it seem like listen. It says, "For I truly tell you, until heaven or earth disappears, not the smallest letter, not the least stroke of a pen, will by any means disappear from the law until everything is accomplished." That's what Jesus says, right?
Yes.
And now look though. Like on the other hand, like this is my perspective, right? This is the moral law that applies to people at all times.
Okay. Now. This is an issue. You're being
that
overly...
doesn't change with the conditions, though. You feel what I'm saying? Moral law cannot be changed or laid aside.
Did he say
you have to follow it?
Did he say moral law or did he say the law?
But he didn't specify though. What if he was saying
exactly? So why are you specifying?
But look, okay. If I'm whoa, what do you mean by why am I specifying? Like, bro, Jesus has through through the whole of New Testament, it's been multiple occasions where Jesus has saved somebody from like some bullshit.
Okay,
like you know what I mean?
This is where my bad. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say like you making it seem like there's no moral law. Like
okay,
bro, they have certain laws. They have certain laws that like he's if I'm using my interpretation of what Jesus was referring to at that time, he's basically saying laws that have to deal with morals. So you can't change that. You feel me? Now laws that have to deal with like shaving your fucking beard. Come on now. So I'm not gonna make heaven because I'm shaving my beard, nigga.
But what does the Bible say about that?
The Bible says, "Thou shalt not shave your fucking beard." It literally says that in Leviticus. Like, thou shalt not shave your beard.
It seems to me like you're questioning the Bible. You're not questioning me. You're bringing up how you feel. You're bringing up how you feel. Wait. I'm not manipulating you. You're bringing up how you feel about certain parts of the Bible to me. You're not arguing with me, but you're expressing to me how you feel about what it says. But you said that you follow it. So this seems like an internal problem with you more than me trying to prove something to you. That's what the book says.
But you're trying to prove to me that Jesus didn't come to like make the laws easier, though. Bro, the whole point of Jesus
never said he didn't come for grace. He definitely came for that.
Exactly. The only reason why Jesus even came to the picture in the New Testament was God felt he gave mankind a second chance. You feel me? Despite all his like harsh laws from the Old Testament that people had to follow strictly, he gave man a second chance. That's the whole point.
Let me see. Don't take this offensive, but I think that Christians think that they can sin forever and always give forgiveness. Do you believe that? Do you believe that?
No, I don't believe that. That's bullshit. No, I don't believe that.
Okay. So, do you think that if you make the same mistake twice, you can give forgiveness?
I definitely believe that. For sure.
Okay, the Bible says no. The Bible says after you received knowledge of the truth, there remains no more room for forgiveness. That is what it says.
But that has to be an Old Testament then, though. That wasn't the New Testament.
That is.
You see my point? It's not the New Testament.
You're saying that it doesn't say that. Wait. You're saying that it doesn't say that in the New Testament?
No, it doesn't.
All right, let's find it.
It's not in the New Testament. I could.
No,
That's the whole point of Jesus being in the, like the whole point of it is like to give mankind grace.
I got you.
You feel me? He says, as long as you're truly deep down sorry of what you've done, your sin can be forgiven. As long as you repent, your sin can be forgiven. That's it. You feel me? As long as you're truly and deeply sorry for what you have committed, your sin can be forgiven. That's the whole point of Jesus.
Oh my God.
What? You know?
Oh my God, bro.
That's the whole point, my nigga.
Let me ask you this.
That's it.
Let me ask you this. So, what you just explained to me is that I can just keep sinning and keep getting forgiveness.
Nah, I'm not saying that.
What you said? Like, what is it?
You manipulated. Hold on. I never said that. Don't try to pull my.
So what are you saying? I may have misused my words when I said forgiveness. What I meant is punishment. Like
listen. The point is like the Bible, the New Testament. I'm not gonna say the Bible because the Bible is very vague. I can't say the Bible.
But see, this is the thing.
I'm gonna use the New Testament.
New Testament. Bro. So where are you getting New Testament from?
It's in the Bible. Cool. Whatever. The Bible says after. I'm talking about during Jesus era. I'm not talking about like before, pre-Jesus. I'm talking about after Jesus, post-Jesus, after Jesus. It says you can deeply be forgiven as long as you feel like that sense of like actual doubt. You know what I mean? Like you've actually come to like you've come to a point where you know for a fact you've sinned and you want repentance. You can get forgiven for whatever sin you've done. It doesn't matter you're a murderer, whatever. You can get forgiven.
Okay,
as long as you've come to a point.
Listen, let me ask you this.
So you making this?
Wait. I get your point. You're right.
Wait. Just
you can't kill somebody, get forgiveness, and then go out and kill somebody again, and then get forgiveness again.
No, hold on. The Bible never said you can commit as many sins as you want and get forgiven. It never worded it like that though. You seem like that's like I feel like you want to like twist the words.
Said that?
I never said you can. I can put money down. It never says. The Bible never says. Read it. Go ahead.
For if we sin willfully after that we have received the knowledge of the truth, there remaineth no more sacrifice for sins.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's what I was explaining.
That means you cannot sin continuously and get forgiven.
But that's what I said earlier. But
bro.
Then I asked you, do you think you could do so? I asked you a very specific question.
You said, can I keep sinning and keep getting forgiven? I
said the second time.
Okay, what you said?
I said, do you believe that you could sin, get forgiveness, and then sin again and get forgiveness again? On the same exact thing, twice. That was the question. You said, yeah, I do believe that. And I was like, that's not what the Bible said. The Bible says after you get the knowledge of the truth, you can't do it anymore.
Bro, listen.
What's the point of you knowing? What's the point of you knowing not to do it, just so you can do it again? Like, come on. And on top of that, what was I about to say? Oh, what is the definition of sin, by the way?
Sin is just, I guess, like not following like the protocols that were like laid down on the Testament. That's it, like the commandments. That's basically sinning. If you doing stuff like that was said not to do, you're sinning, my boy. That's just basically like the word. Listen. Okay, like I'm not even talking about the words. And the point is here, you making it seem like I never said you can go on sinning and like, bro. No, obviously you can't keep sinning like a fucking idiot. You know what I mean?
You mentioned to me like, you mentioned to me something. You said.
What I said is, if you feel deeply sorry for what you've done, and you have accepted a sentence,
like you have repentance. You mentioned something to me. You said, "Oh, if I cut my beard, I'm sinning." Like you were trying to explain.
Exactly. Yeah, but I'm using the moral laws. You feel me? I told you earlier when he said I came not to abolish the laws but to fulfill them. He's not saying every law has to get fulfilled. They got certain laws that are not moral laws. Like bro, like shaving your beard is not a moral law. It's just something you shouldn't do to your body. Like same thing with tattoos. You feel me? It's the same thing, bro. It's the same thing.
I just read to you what it says. He told you to follow the whole law.
But with that same logic, though, you say he said to follow the same law, right?
He said no. He said one jot nor one tittle.
Bro, listen, bro. Like this,
you
like.
Too. I'm pretty sure your translation said something one mark or one stroke of a pen. You read it.
Yeah, facts.
So how can you turn around and say, "Oh, he's just talking about the moral law," but what he specifically said?
But exactly what I'm saying though. Isn't some laws where Jesus came in and said, "Look, some laws are harsh, right? They have a bunch of harsh laws that were laid out in the Old Testament."
They're not harsh though.
But listen,
they're not harsh. They're harsh in comparison to what we think as Americans in today's time. But they're not harsh because those people actually had. Well, I'm not gonna assume that they had respect for each other, but they created a structure based on respect for the next person. Like if you sleep with my wife, I got the right to kill you based on that culture. Does that make sense? But in American culture, if you sleep with my wife, I can't do anything but divorce her. And she probably gonna get half my shit anyway, cause I can't prove it in court. You see what I'm saying? So of course it seems harsh in comparison to the culture we live in. But if we actually lived in the Middle East, if we lived over in that area now, they still have a similar culture. You're not going to the Middle East and fucking somebody's wife without dire consequences. Nigga, they will fuck you up. That shit is not happening. That is the American concept. We as American people are very sexually immoral. I mean, look at the STD rates. You can see it.
Okay, that's fine. Nah, okay, but look though. Like, I get what you're saying. Like, you know, like those laws. Like when you compare them to like modern society, like, obviously we need to abide by some of those moral laws. You know, like a bunch of shit won't be happening right now if we stuck to like the Asian laws, like, and that's facts. You feel me? Like that would like the world would be a holy, like, you know, grail. Like it would be a sacred ground. But now the world is full of sin. So it's like that's the whole point of Jesus coming in play. You feel me? Like they have people that murdered people like for no reason. Like look at Jeffrey Dahmer, bro. He repented. And accepted.
Hey, real quick, I just want to say something funny. He literally said just now, there have been people out there who murdered people for no reason. Beautiful definition using.
Oh my god, bro.
I love that.
You want me to say it's still, if I use skill, it's still
I love that. I love that. Yeah, that was good.
Yo, listen, bro, listen. So, okay, matter of fact, I'm gonna rephrase what I said. There's been multiple people out there in the world that have killed people for no reason. So apparently he wants to make a big deal out of me saying
he used that word real good right there.
Look. The point is this though, gang. Look, my point is this though, right? Like I understand where you like you say like we making the same point, like just in a different, you know. At the end of the day, like, you know, like it's a bunch of like people, like I said, even in today's society, it's I'm using Jeffrey Dahmer as an example. We all know Jeffrey's story, but the nigga's a fucking serial killer, right? Now, before he passed away, right? He apparently repented. Now, if this was like in ancient times, and he really repented, he would have been forgiven. Even though, despite of all the heinous crimes he committed when he was alive, if he actually repented for real, and like accepted the Lord as Savior, he would have got saved. That's my point. Even mind you. Now let's use that same Jeffrey Dahmer now and put him in the Old Testament. Now, if Jeffrey Dahmer now was in the Testament before the coming of Jesus, you think they would give this nigga a chance? They would have killed him on sight.
You a black man, right?
Like that's my of course.
All right, this is a very specific thing that I need to tell you about the Bible.
Okay, go ahead.
And this is real life right here.
Okay.
According to the Bible, not everybody's getting saved. And when I mean not everybody, I mean people who weren't born into it. That is the point of what's the word that they use? I can't think of it.
Wait, like what were you trying to say right now?
It has something to do with Savior, but I can't think of the word.
So okay? If I'm understanding this properly, Cam, you saying so according to like the Bible, if you obviously not everyone's gonna. I mean, it just says in Revelations that when the rapture happens, not everyone is gonna be saved. I understand that.
But it specifies who's not gonna be saved. Now, what people don't do is read all of Revelations.
No, Revelations. I know it's Revelations for sure.
Yeah, you know. Okay, then you know that the Israelites are supposed to be the people.
Exactly, like the top on the list to get saved, right?
You're right. And outside of them, the Bible calls them slaves to the Israelites. That is what the Bible calls them, slaves. And also in Revelations, it talks about stomping. I'm not sure if it was Revelations or another book, but it's an end time prophecy to. I can't say this on stream, but I can say it like this.
Okay.
Somebody getting stomped to death. They call it trotting them out like a grape press. Downtrodden. That's what they call them. Downtrodden.
And that was in the Bible?
Yes. So I know that people like to look at the Bible as all positivity, but we talking about the book damns people, and just as much as it does bless people. And it talks about heinous things that will be done to people in the end time prophecy. And getting stomped out and crushing skulls is one of those things that was mentioned. Okay. And people don't think about that. What's it? If I could think of the word, I could explain exactly what I'm about to say. What do they call it when you get delivered out of? Yeah, you get delivered out of your like.
Out of what? Like I'm trying to understand.
You get delivered out of issues. What's the word they use for that in the Bible? It's a very specific word.
When you get delivered out of your like problems, is it?
Yeah.
Shit. I mean, saved? No. Saved is too late. No, I can't say saved.
It's similar to saved.
Liberated? No, maybe.
Not that one.
Not that. Well, you said like a similar word when you get like.
Like the idea is this. So in the Bible, the Israelites are oppressed from Exodus all the way into the end. So when the Bible is talking about being saved, it's talking about the people that need saving from the other people.
Whoa. I mean, then again, the Israelites conquered a lot of like civilizations. If I'm not mistaken.
You're right, but under whose command? You see, that's where people have issues with the Bible, but that's just the Bible being the Bible. So like, yes, the Israelites conquer people, but they conquer people under the command of their God, Yahweh. Yahweh, or some people call him Yeshua, or
Yahweh, bro, Yahweh.
And then some people call him Yahweh. I call him Yahweh.
Okay.
So it's different when Yahweh commands you to do something. But you see how the book is wrapped around Israelites from the beginning all the way to the end, and then the Israelites get hit with the diaspora, and then they start being called Gentiles. That's the whole purpose of Paul. Paul writes these letters that are directed towards specific lands and people, like the land of Corinth, which is why it's called Corinthians. Corinthians, the land of Galatia, which is why it's called Galatians. He's sending letters to these lands because there are Israelites living there, and since they are not under the custom of Israelite culture, the Bible refers to them as Gentiles. It's a common misconception that people think that Gentile means not Israelite, but Gentile, the definition of Gentile is nation. It doesn't mean not Israelite, but in the context of the Bible, Paul refers to Israelites who are not under the law as Gentiles because they are following what they call a heathen custom. So when Paul is writing letters to these people, he's not talking to the whole country of those people, or not the country, but the whole civilization of Galatia. He's talking to the Israelites that got put there after the diaspora when the kingdom of Israel fell. That is the time that Paul is living in. The time after the kingdom of Israel fell, the diaspora, and all those things. It's important to know that the Bible is not. It wasn't until the Roman Catholics got a hold of the Bible that the Bible became about everybody. The Bible originally, under its own culture, was not about everybody. It was about the people that it's about, and that's the Israelites. And these Israelites are an Afro-Asiatic people.
Okay.
From Northeast, Southwest Africa.
Okay.
Afro-Asiatic, and that's important to know. But that's why, if you read it closely, yes, people like to quote John 3:16, but after a lot of scholarly study and looking at how they view the term world and how it's translated in English, you'll find out that it's not how we think of it today. We think of it today.
So you saying John 3:16 has a way deeper meaning than what it? I mean, like I think it has a very transparent meaning to it. I mean, it's a very famous quote in the Bible. I'm pretty sure everyone knows John 3:16. You know what I mean? Like it's a very famous quote. So it's like that quote right there. I think like a normal interpretation should be like transparent, right? Like,
okay, so watch this. So when you have some type of confusion with how the Bible is talking about something, then you have to use comparative text. This is called precepts. So if you look at Hebrews,
because I mean it says, "For God so loved the world that He gave His one and only Son, that whoever believes in Him shall not perish but have eternal life."
So this is the thing. So you can agree. I'm not sure if you agree, but the way that we think of the word world in today's time is not how they thought about the word world thousands of years ago. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. Okay. Makes sense.
So let me pull up this thing before I continue it, and I'm just gonna read it to you.
But the word world, like in this context now, is not.
I got you. I know it seems like that until I read some other things.
Yeah, okay. Make me like I want to understand, because like from my interpretation, like that's God's perspective, not the issue, like you know what I mean. Like it's not their perspective, that's God's perspective. He's saying, "For I love the world that I gave my one and only begotten Son, my favorite Son, to die for your sins."
Okay, so he said the world, right? So in Hebrews 1 and 2, we can see them using this word again, but in a very different fashion than we would imagine it. It says, "Hath in these days spoken unto us by His Son, whom He hath appointed heir of all things, by whom also He made the worlds," plural. So if the Bible in this instance is using is saying that there's multiple worlds, then we have to address John 3:16 in a completely different manner now, because now we're not sure if he's talking about the whole world, how we think of it today, or if he's talking about what we would think is the Israelites. And the way that we determine that is we look at what the Lord promises to the Israelites from the beginning all the way to the end of the Bible. The first covenant was with the Israelites, and then the second covenant was with the Israelites. So based on reading the Bible and determining who God is working with, it seems like only the Israelites are these people that need to be saved or delivered from something. We got to remember that this book is a heritage for a specific group of people.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna finish this point and then I'll let you go. So this book is a heritage for a specific group of people. It wasn't until the Roman Catholics got a hold of it that this became a worldwide religion through conquering and so on and so forth. So what I'm saying is, these people were actually what we call today racist against other people. They didn't believe in making marriages with other people like that and stuff like that. We can't forget that that's who these people were at that time. When this book was completed, they were still similar, still like that. Not exactly the same because of because of their war-torn city and stuff like that, but that's how it was. Okay. Some people look at the Bible like somebody didn't write it. Does that make sense? Like they look at it like if I write a book about my family, right, and what we do and what we went through, and then someone takes my book and gives it to the world, they can tell the whole world that this book is about them when really that book is about my family. Does that make sense?
Okay. So you're saying the word world was referring to a specific civilization? It wasn't
I'm pretty sure it's referring to the Israelites.
Exactly, we're just referring to the. Basically, what I'm saying, like, we're just referring to like a specific group of people. It wasn't like a general statement. Is what you're saying?
Yeah. I mean, even in Revelation, it says that the 144,000, and then the other innumerable amount of Israelites will be the ones that are promised to the kingdom of heaven.
Yeah, no, it just said all of the.
And it says that all the people who are not Israelites will be servants to them, and they will be bringing gold to them. It says that the Israelites will be receiving so much gold in the end that their gates can never close from everyone else. They also said that the Israelites are going to enslave them and make them rebuild their city. That's what Revelation says. They don't preach that at church because that's not preachable. And don't nobody want to hear that. But if you're reading the book at home, of course you're going to have these questions for your pastor. But you ain't going to ever hear your pastor preach that at church because that ain't going to make him no money. Does that make sense? Like, he ain't going to read those verses at church.
Okay. So you saying right now, so the word, like, because like I looked it up, right? The Hebrew definition, the Hebrew word for the world is tabel, right? Or is that like it says, like, is it tabel? That's tabel, right? So it says tabel, right? Means the world in Hebrew, right? So I'm looking at it, and I mean, it's like I'm looking at it for just the New Testament, and it's saying it's saying like it's not really explaining what the word means. It's just saying like the citations for the word being used in the Bible. You know what I mean?
I can look at it. Hold on, let me see.
It says it's tabel, which means the earth as moist or therefore inhabited. Example, see First Chronicles 16:30. And one more thing though, like I see what you were saying about the other like the artist like a conversation you were saying about the like the word being used for just the Israelites. I mean, like I'm sure in Paul, I don't remember the exact verse, but I know in Paul it says something about the like most of Israel will be saved. You know.
So I'm looking at the definition of the word you just mentioned at the specific verse of John 3:16, which is written in Greek. Yeah. It says that this could be a reference to an arrangement, constitution, order, or government on the blueletterbible.org.
Is what the Blue Letter Bible says?
Yeah, I can show you on my phone. Hold up.
Yeah, let me see that real quick. Let me see that.
Alright. Back. So I went to
Right here, John 3:16. Went down to world. Click right here. It brings up this box. Click on the link, and then I don't know how to pronounce this. Let me see.
It says Cosmos, like
Cosmos. That's how you pronounce it.
okay.
And then these are the definitions right here. It says an APT harmonious arrangement or constitution, order, government. And then 2 says ornament, decoration, adornment, the arrangement of the stars, stuff like that. And then the third one, which is the more common one we have today, it says the world, the universe, and then
Earth, right?
As we go further down, we'll see like the more recent translations of this.
Okay.
But from what I can tell, it seems like it's referring to a specific order or government.
Yeah, like you going off the first, the first definition on
the second one has a reiteration of it.
That one says 1 Peter. If I'm looking at this, it says 1 Peter 3:3, right?
Yeah. Let me see.
Let me read that. What does that say? Like I want to see the use of the world.
Who's adorning? Let it not be that outward adorning of plaiting of the hair, and of wearing gold, and or of wait. This ain't it. Where'd it go? Hold on. 1 Peter 3:3. Oh, I know what it's doing. It's the word adorning, because it has it right here where it says adornment. Yeah, that's how it's using it.
Okay. Makes sense. Wait, so go on the one on the bottom that says Romans 11:12. Yeah, let me see what that says.
It says the Gentiles as contrasted to the Jews. Now in the fall of them be the riches of the world, and the diminishing of them be the riches of the Gentiles. How much more their fullness? It's talking about this world part right here, the riches of the world.
Okay. I ain't gonna lie. This, the use of the word, like that word, the world, is it's kind of vague, man. It's kind of vague,
That's why you gotta read the thing. You gotta read it for context. Like when you read it for context, you can see where the Lord is constantly promising Israelites things, and He's also promising that the Israelites will have slaves. Then you have to ask yourself, well, who are these slaves going to be? And then the Bible tells you that it's the people who are not Israelites. And that's how it is. Because in the very beginning, was it Abraham? When he said, curse me and you will be cursed, or bless me and you will be blessed, or something like that.
You will know.
So in the Bible it says, who hath not had a part in the spoiling of the Israelites, which basically means who in the world has not robbed us. Of course, I believe Israelites are black and Hispanic people, but that's for my own reason, and I don't feel like demonstrating on stage. But yeah,
so you think when he says he's referring to like mostly black people, is what you're saying?
If you look at how the Israelites are treated by other people in the Bible, and you look at how black people are treated in the world, they're treated the exact same.
So you think the black, like basically like black people were the reiteration of like slaves, like pretty much like people that were in Egypt at that time. Okay.
What I'm saying is, in the Bible, it really doesn't talk much about skin color except for specific instances. We know that there were Israelites of different hair textures and skin colors, but we also know that the majority of them were dark skinned. For sure.
Okay. Okay. Can you?
There's not. That's not to say that there weren't. It's not to say that there weren't Israelites who are closer to white, if not white, if that makes sense. But the majority of them are dark-skinned people. And when I say dark-skinned, I mean like brown skin, not like, you know, like super dark.
I also got a question, right? So when you say, okay, like this is off topic. Do you think? Okay, what's your interpretation of Jesus?
My what?
From like your interpretation of what Jesus looks like, or God looks like. Like
I just go with what the Bible says.
No, I'm talking about from your understanding, like from your understanding of reading the Hebrew text and all that. Like what's your like you know, like your like interpretation like of okay, this is like if Jesus was to have like a physical form, this would be what he looks like. Like what, like yeah, what, like give me an example. What do you think?
I just know that the book says he's like a dark-skinned man with a fro. Okay. That's all it says about him.
It said he had hair like wool and he had like brass skin. Okay, that's fine.
Feet like brass as if it was burned in a furnace. Now that's dark. That's dark. That's a dark-skinned person.
But isn't brass like? Okay, wait.
You know what brass looks like? Go ahead. I had to look at it. I looked up brass. I was curious.
Yeah, cause brass necessarily isn't dark. You know, it like it's an alloy of like, you know, like it's like brass is like a mix of copper and zinc.
Brass is dark.
Nah, it's not necessarily dark though. You know, it's not like like brass as its own is not a true element. It's like a mixture. It's an alloy.
Yeah, you're right. Brass is brown.
Yeah, it's exactly. It's not.
It said brass as if it was burned in a furnace. So we talking about a burnt brown.
Burnt brown. Okay. Nah, burnt brown is crazy. Hold on. I'm trying to like, you know, Carl. I'm trying to like match the image in my head.
Type in burned brass. Nah, you just hit Google Images. Type in burned brass, and you gonna see how dark it is.
Burned brass. Let me look at this real quick. Okay, that's pretty. Yeah. And that looks dirty, man. No, but look though. You like okay, look. This is my like okay. Look, matter of fact, let me pull up the contest of like this conversation where it says the description of what Jesus looks like. You know, like the Hold on, let me see. It says, what was the description?
Wait. He said Joseph took Mary to Egypt. You realize that during that time, Egypt, they're all really close in proximity. Those lands are not very far from each other. Like in Genesis, Joseph's brothers were making trips down to Egypt to buy food because of the famine. It's not that far.
You're right. Like I mean, I'm looking at the text. I mean, it wasn't Revelation. It says Jesus' skin was as a dark hue, and that his hair was woolly in texture. You know.
Yeah.
It says the hairs of his head were as white as wool. And wait, it says were as white as white wool, white as snow. His eyes were like a flame of fire, and his feet were burnished bronze / brass, refined in what the fuck? So basically, like so when you say bronze, because like bronze and brass now are two different distinctions. You know what I mean? Like brass being an alloy from copper and zinc, and now we have bronze that's a whole different, you know, like a whole different. So like, cause like I'm trying to see like the correlation like between, cause like I feel like the portrayal of Jesus Christ in the Bible now can be misinterpreted by like different people. You know what I mean? Like me personally, like I still think it's like I don't believe Jesus is white, right? I don't believe that. That's bullshit. I don't believe that no more. You know, I actually believe that when I was a kid, but I don't believe that no more. But like now, even in the Bible, it's not clear you know, like the actual interpretation of what he really looks like, you know. They said woolly in texture, like black people hair, like is that considered woolly? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
type in wool in images.
Okay.
You gonna see sheep, and we know that our hair looks exactly like sheep.
but it said woolly in texture though, you know.
Yeah, wool. Woolly comes from the word wool.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. I got like woolly texture in here. That's. Wait, hold on. Let me see real quick. I always get confused about that. Oh, it is. Oh, wow. Okay. But you can tell this is ship hair though. This ain't. You know.
That's how like my hair looks. Like my hair actually looks like that.
Like this is some nappy shit.
Yeah. Know? He's a black man.
Oh,
of course
shit.
He got nappy hair.
This shit look nappy, gang. On the folks. Nah, but look though, gang. Look though. Like I see what you're saying. But okay, I gotta understand this hold on, give me a second. Let me look this up real quick. It's the same color, I guess. It's the same color, man.
Actually, the word African comes from the Hebrew word afar, which means dirt. It's a common misconception that the word African comes from Africanus. It actually comes from the Hebrew word afar.
Afar, really? So African comes from a Hebrew word afar.
Afar.
So what is that? Okay, so let me look that up real quick. But it's like he explained though, like so like it being coming from. So you saying the word African is not even a actual, you know, like that word is derived from a whole different civilization. Is what you're saying right now?
No, the word African is derived from. Some people think it's derived from Africanus, but it's derived from a Hebrew word. Afar. I think which means, what does that mean?
It says African etymology is also reported saying Romans conquered the Carthage and the I don't know.
There's more to it. Like you actually,
it's a lot of. I'm not gonna get into that because I'm not really educated. No, that's a whole different topic. I'm not really, you know. I don't know a lot about that, but you know, I'm looking at it right now. This is a whole different, you know, it's a whole different thing here. You're talking about some Romans and shit. Like I'm not too, you know, intertwined, like with, you know. But what I would say is this though, right? So you saying, okay, look, from your okay, let's say Jesus Christ was a black man. So are you saying God himself was also a black man?
I don't remember which Bible verse that they described him in, but they called him they compared him to a stone, like some kind of really like it wasn't onyx, but I think it was called jasper. Let me see.
Jasper. You said, y'all spend 9 hours talking about Hebrew. Nah, I mean, like I said, the Hebrew text.
I don't know what it was. It was some kind of stone that they compared it to. Maybe it wasn't jasper, but it was some kind of dark stone.
So is what you saying? Like his looks, like his physical appearance.
Yeah, but that doesn't get mentioned a lot because there is no like some people believe in the Trinity idea, like God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit.
Okay, I looked at it. It says Ezekiel 1:26-28. It says, and above the firmament was and above the firmament that was over their heads was like the likeness of a throne, and the appearance of a sapphire stone. You see, now I don't know what a sapphire stone looks like. Yeah, sapphire stone.
It's
And
a
upon the likeness,
dark blue.
dark blue.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there are different color sapphires, but the main one is a really, really dark blue.
Okay. I don't know, man. The Bible. I feel like most of the Bible texts and like like the whole like most of the stuff they talk about in the Bible are all like it's all metaphors. You're right. It's a lot of metaphorical statements and like parables and all kinds of shit. They're all metaphors. Now taking it literally sometimes can be a problem. You feel me? Like I'm not saying you weren't right early, kind of like they have a bunch of stuff, like a bunch of text that you gotta actually double read to understand the interpretation for it. But my
that's the thing. Like in Genesis, Genesis can barely be taken literal because of how much metaphors it is. Like the tree of knowledge and good of evil. The Bible uses trees. Now, it would take me a second to show you because I have to refind it. But when the Bible mentions a tree and mentions knowledge at the same time, the Bible is referring to a group of people. For example, there are other instances in other books of the Bible where it says that there were trees that were envious of other trees. Now, obviously, it's not talking about real trees. It's talking about groups of people. Even today, we call groups of people like trees, like family trees and shit like that. You can kind of tell what's going on by the context of what's happening. So there's Eve, and then she's receiving knowledge from a tree. Now, you and I both know that trees don't give knowledge, other than what some fruit tastes like. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
But that's just a metaphor for somebody. Like, you get knowledge from other people. In today's time, you can get knowledge from technology, but before, it was just knowledge from other people. Make sense?
Yeah, it does.
So, that's the only explanation we can get out of that, other than someone talking to a snake and eating a fruit off of a real tree and becoming aware.
You're right.
Which isn't real. We don't see that happening. Like I be like, in some instances, we have to really consider like what's possible and what's not. Now, even today, we gotta like I said before, we gotta realize that book is about a specific people, and those specific people talked in the book how they talk normally. To us, it looks archaic, but to them, that's just slang. They use a lot of slang in the Bible. That's really what it is. I remember I was reading something and they were talking about running up in somebody's house and killing them. But they said it in an archaic way. It's like, if thou keep my name in thy mouth, they said something about going up in there and killing them. But it sounds archaic, but to us, we'd be like, man, you keep running that mountain, they don't run up in there and blow your shit. That's just how they spoke back then. I mean, plus it's English. That's not how they spoke, but that's how they spoke in English.
Okay. I mean, yeah, no, you saying like their like speech like back at that time was like. Look, when you say archaic, well, like, what are you trying to like? What's your main like?
It just means old in our perspective. It just means like we don't talk like that anymore.
Okay, so it's like Asian, like an Asian like tongue, like a like communication. Okay, it definitely holds like I say, what you're saying makes sense. You feel me? I didn't know about like the. So wait. So let me get this straight. So you saying like the way they were speaking in the Old Testament, right? Like it changed in the New Testament?
No, I'm talking about in today's time. Like what I'm saying is, back in those times, they didn't have like grammar school, and they just they spoke and they knew what each other was talking about. So considering that, we have to understand that when these authors wrote these books, we have to know that they wrote it in the way that they would say it. Does that make
I
sense?
also got a question.
Like,
Since now you're bringing up, no, it makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense. I was gonna say, since now you're bringing up language and shit. Like, so you remember like the tower, like the Tower of Babel, Babel.
Like the whole like I got it. Like he split people down into like different languages because apparently at that time, mankind had one language and they were trying to they were building like a long ass tower to to reach God. And he seen that man with one language was like what the most powerful being in existence at that time. So he split the language barrier between multiple people.
I don't think it's.
So is that like a metaphor? Like, or is that like what's your interpretation of that?
It's not a metaphor, but I don't think that the understanding of it is so forward as to say like, oh, these people are powerful, I need to split them. No, there's been many instances. So one thing people don't understand about the Bible is that God, according to what the Bible says, is very like hard. Like he segregates people all the time. So in that instance, he segregated the people. He segregated the people another time, and he segregated the people another time. Like he's always segregating people. So that's how we determine by John 3:16. Like we can see in other instances in the Bible where the Lord is not including everyone. He's always separating. He's always separating people from one another. I can read. Because he separated.
Okay, go ahead.
He separated the sons of Adam first. That was the first separation. Let me see. It says, when the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated. When the Most High divided the nations their inheritance. When he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. So what that is saying is like the Lord, in many instances in the Bible, has segregated people purposefully. But it's hard to think of Bible verses where he brought groups of people that were like different together to live together. Like, for example, it was always some kind of bondage if it was two different people living together. Like, for example, the Israelites were bonded to the Egyptians, and then at the end it says that every other nation will be bonded to the Israelites. It's not an equal living participation. It's more like a master-servant type of participation in the Bible.
Yeah.
But when there's different groups of people living together, the Lord separates. By definition, from what we can see, that's called bias and racism. He says he chooses the Israelites over all others. I mean, we got to deal with that. That's what it is. That's what the book says.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. Okay. That's the way it's on. Well. Okay, but I mean, so you saying him like destroying the Tower of Babel? Cause I mean, he did destroy the Tower of Babel. He didn't destroy it. Like when I say powerful, he wasn't saying he couldn't man was gonna overpower God. It wasn't the case. I feel like the whole point of him destroying the tower was because man disobeyed him. You know what I mean? Like at that time, right? Men at that time didn't respect God, and they felt like since they all had like similar language, they had like one common language, so men could understand themselves easier. So they felt like, okay, look, since we can understand ourselves, we're gonna actually find who God is, and that was the main. I think that was the main reason why that happened. It didn't happen because I think just God wasn't happy that the people were building the tower. And so he changed the language. You feel me? That's how I feel that happened. You know what I mean? That's my interpretation of that text. You feel me? It's like the whole language thing now. I feel like, cause I know for a fact, cause now when you think about it, right? why do we even have multiple languages? Because like if he made Adam and Eve, I'm sure they had a similar language. You know, like there's no way Cain moved into a different location and then just formed a different language with who? You know, like he already had a language you would speak. Like for you to like form a language, you have to have a group of people to form the language with. Isn't that how it works? So I do think like, you know, it still makes sense because like I feel like everyone did speak a common language. You feel me? Like him, like segregating man wasn't like you said, it wasn't the first time, but I think that was the first time he actually segregated them based off like their common achievement. Like, you know what I mean? Like they had a common agenda, and so he he had to ruin that. What the fuck? He had to ruin that before, you know, man could get any more intuitive with it. I don't even. Bro, what am I looking at right now?
I need to lay down.
Yeah, nah, like this. I ain't gonna lie. This like it's actually crazy because like, you know, I've had this conversation with like a bunch of people, right? You know, like a lot of people that like do read the Bible and don't. Like everybody interprets things differently. You know what I mean? Like I've heard your like perspective on it. You know, it makes a couple sense. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like you do have solid points, but it's just at the end of the day, like it's different interpretations of the Bible. You feel me? Like
that's why I like to know definitions. So I'm trying to leave. So if I interpret something, it's solely based on the knowledge. It's solely based on the knowledge that I currently possess. I can't interpret it correctly if I don't possess the knowledge correctly to interpret it. That doesn't mean that I can't interpret it. You're gonna get an interpretation, but is that interpretation based on correct vocabulary, context, precepts, reference? You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's where I'm sharpening up at, so I can understand better. Because if you notice that people who possess, like, if you read something and you know all the words, and I read something and I know all the words, we're gonna interpret the same thing. But if I read something and I don't know the words, and you read something, you know all the words, we're gonna have two different interpretations. Because my interpretation is not backed by accurate references and knowledge and of vocabulary, but your interpretation is backed by references and vocabulary and context. You see what I'm saying? So that's what leads to different interpretations. But two people who know their knowledge correctly aren't gonna interpret two different things.
Okay. You're right. Makes sense. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Like like I would love to have this carry on this conversation another time. But look though, like, cause it's mad late. I'm finna get something to eat. You know what I mean? I got an appointment in the morning.
Nigga, you need to go to sleep.
No, I'm finna eat, son. I always eat before I go to sleep, man. I gotta stay healthy, man. You know, so get me like a bowl of cereal or some shit, like some food. See what I got left over and shit in the crib, but not for sure though. Like I said, bro. Like I actually have a homeboy who's very deep into like religion and all this stuff. You know, because whenever I have a conversation, he's one of those Hebrew. I read the Hebrew. Like he's one of those niggas.
He's a Hebrew Israelite just like me.
He one of those man. Like he just like you. So you know, like next time we'll see if we can get in Discord next time, so y'all can actually have, you know. Because like I said, I interpret from what I've seen. And I've read the Bible a couple times. You feel me? I ain't read the whole thing back and forth, but I pretty much know, like, you know, every scenario and scenes and like, you know, parables and all that shit. Like, you know, like there's nothing else that I don't know about. Maybe I haven't really sat down and actually studied the Hebrew text, but like I've actually, you know, made efforts, like at least study the Bible to a certain extent. You know what I mean? So I feel like I still have a say in this, you know. That's because like at the end of the time, I'm not saying I'm the best Christian, or I don't even go to church at that time, but I still believe, like, as long as you believe and you have a pure heart, you're gonna make heaven. That's how I look at it. You feel me? Like you don't have to be a nigga that goes to church 24/7 to make heaven, bro. That's my point of view. You feel me? As long as you have a pure heart, you do your thing, you ain't causing no problems, like you ain't, you know. Like you ain't got no hate in your heart, you gonna make heaven. That's my point. That's why I feel like the whole new, like the ancient testament holds no value. Like I'm not saying that's not, like, okay, whoa, that was crazy. Holds no value. Not holds no value, but I feel like they had a lot of harsh, like I keep using the word harsh because I feel like, yeah, bro, an eye for an eye is kind of crazy now. You know what I mean? Like it's not the way it works now no more. You feel me? Like the system in the modern day society does not work the same way it works in the ancient testament. Like it doesn't work no more. You can kill somebody and still get away with it. Like it happens all the time. You feel me? Like you go to jail and then you can get out in like 10, 20 years, depending on like what degree it is. You know what I mean? It's different motives. Like with like the way that like it is now, and like I don't even get my point. Like the whole New Testament. Like I feel like we're in the New Testament right now. We're no longer in the ancient testament. We are in the New Testament. Like modern day society is literally the New Testament. Like a lot of things happening right now were all foreseen in the Bible. Like I'm not saying I'm not trying to be on the where like bro, like a lot of things there were said in Revelations are happening right now. You feel me? Like let's keep it a stack. Like if you actually have Revelations, it's real shit. Like a lot of stuff happening right now, we're all said in Revelations. So it's like, but that's a whole different topic though. I'm not finna get into that right now. But so at the end of the time, you said what?
So that's the thing. In the New Testament, it gives you the definition of sin. And if the law is mentioned in the Old Testament, then that means that in the New Testament, the law is still sin. Because if you look at the definition of sin, I just had it.
Yeah, hello, what you said?
I'm about to read it.
If I tell my wallet in front of the police, I might get shot.
Right here. So when people say we're in the New Testament, it creates this idea that like sin is the law is mentioned in the Old Testament. This is why I was bringing up the New and Old Testament thing earlier. So when people say we're in the New Testament, it's an assumption. Some people assume that means that we don't follow the law in the Old Testament, but the law is in the Old Testament. So and the definition of sin in the New Testament confirms this. So this is the New Testament. This is 1 John 3. It says, whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law, for sin is the transgression of the law. So and if you're sinning in the New Testament, you're breaking the Old Testament, which means that the Old Testament is still active based on what this says.
Yeah.
Also, also calling it like Old Testament is just like a very Roman Catholic. When I say Roman Catholic, I mean like they call it that for whatever reason, but that's like, you write a book about yourself, like I mentioned earlier, and then I take the book and then I say, all right, this is where I draw the line. This is the new and this is the old. But it was really supposed to be, a complete collection of books without that label on it.
Okay. All right, man. Hey, I appreciate you telling me, giving me your perspective, man. I'm Heast,
Heast. All right, man.
Yo, Bear, we here?
Yeah, I've been here the whole time.
Oh shit, that guy. That guy. Hey, look though, gang. Hey, I'll be in tomorrow, man. I'm finna get some sleep. I got something to do in the morning, bro.
All right, get some rest, man.
Hey, all right, Cam. I'll catch you boys later, man.
See you, bro.
All right, bro.
Dude, I don't care what nobody say. David Goggins did not do that. Dude, there's no way.
He did it, bro. I'm sorry.
No, he didn't, bro.
He did. He's a fucking legend.